there's a quiet space we can create, yeah. The world keeps spinning fast, let's find the moments built to last. Come on in, it's a new perspective. We're beginning a new perspective, a new perspective. Fading out the noise of the day, there's a quiet space we can create, yeah. The world keeps spinning fast, let's find the moments built to last. Come on in, it's a new perspective. We're beginning a new perspective, a new perspective.
This thing on. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Beardcast. Episode 5 today, guys. We got a fucking legend in the building. We're calling this one the Sky High episode. I wonder why. I'm sure y'all seen the TikTok that we put out, or the Facebook reel that we put out today. So we're just going to do a live story on, and I'm going to do a quick little introduction for him. Before we do that, let's go ahead and jump in and watch this quick little video. You wasn't a lot lizard. You was an air lizard.
Yeah, because like there's a people. People don't know this. There's a people. It's not for me to peep and tell on you. It's for me to check on people if they're not responding. They knew they'd been caught. So I had the choice. I could either turn you in, you go on the national sex offenders list for the rest of your life, and it's the federal one because you're in federal air, or I embarrass the living snot out of you.
So there you go, guys. We got coming up in here. Welcome back to the Beardcast. Joining us today is a man who traded the AIRWAY for the FAIRWAY, baby. After nearly 7 years as a flight attendant, he is now the founder and the owner of Teed Up, a premier golf simulator. When he's not busy building his business or traveling the world, you can find him catching them laps over there on big ol' IRACING. Sitting back there, they got them legs up in the air, and he's just holding her wide open. You know what I mean? That's where you can catch him at, boys. Oh, I got a paper towel. But no, anyway, I want to say his name's Michael Hobbs. We all know him in the community as and I appreciate you, for taking the time to. I know you're busy as shit. Just taking the time and stopping by and having a little chit chat with us, man. What's going on, guys? Everybody, we got in the building. What's up, Bubby?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Yo, I appreciate you allowing me to come on, man. It's been a pleasure. It's always great getting to know you, buddy. Yeah, dude, no, I'm trying to slow down life, man. The flight attendant life, it's crazy, bro. It's not something I ever imagined I'd do in my life, let alone ever wanted to do in my life.
What, slow down?
So slow down, be a flight attendant, do anything, I'm a fast-paced guy, dude. I don't ever, I got ADHD. I can't sit still too long.
I do too.
I myself can't sit here.
Fuck, if I sit still too long, man. Fuck.
Exactly.
I
wish that was me.
I swear. I know if I sit down and like just, you know what I mean. I tend to doze off a little. You know what? I forgot to share this out. Give me just a second, guys, and we'll get this shared out. So I've got a series of questions, that I'm going to ask you. And obviously, you know that. Yes. So I don't care what we are going. Okay, there we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you these questions, but I'm not going to stick directly and strictly to the script. I want to know about you. I want to know about. I'm sure there's a lot of questions. I know I have a lot of questions when it comes to, because I've never been on an airplane, man. I've never been on an airplane. Copter. So there's a lot of questions that, one question leading to another question, and so on and so forth. Then we want to get up into your entrepreneurship. And we'll just talk about life, man. I'm gonna give the floor to you, brother, and just let us tell us about when you was a kid.
Yeah, man. So growing up, um, I grew up. I kind of bounced houses around. I love my parents to death. My parents, like I speak openly about it. My parents were divorced when I was younger, so my dad was working a lot. So I mean, me and my dad were close. I was very thankful. I still both my. I'm one of the thankful kids with divorcees because I know it's hard on a lot of kids. But my parents, they're greatest friends. I love my parents both to death. And so I lived with my mom a lot. So we kind of like we've been in Tennessee, uh, Georgia. It's where most of my family on her side of the family is Tennessee. My dad's in Florida. Now we're smack in the middle of Georgia. It's like we just kind of stay in the middle. But growing up, I started working at the age of 14. Yeah, I started working at the age of 14. You had to think, oh gosh. Um, I started working because I've been through a lot in life. As a kid, I was a bigger kid. I got bullied a lot. I really don't talk about it, but like it's happened. I when I was younger, I tried to commit suicide because I got bullied so bad. So that's something like I don't talk a lot about, but it's easy for me to talk about now because like I want kids to know like
can we talk about that?
Because 100%, man.
I mean, and I don't know this story. I don't know this.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to cut you off because you're fucking flowing right now, bro, and I like it. But that's a perfect segue out of last month's podcast. So I'll keep it in the back of my mind because I want to hear your story if that's okay with you. I don't think I ever trying to put pressure on you, but
no. So I was 14, and then so I got actually I got help for it. It was great.
Okay.
My family was by my side for it, so it was great. Yeah, whenever you want to talk, we can talk about it. But
we'll dive into that on the back side of this.
But then so going through life, I graduated high school. I wasn't really a smart kid in high school per se. I just I hated taking tests. So I graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. It is really awful. I was really low in class. But you know what? I decided to go to college. I went to college for supposed to be computers, but that didn't happen because I didn't like the way the teacher taught. So I flipped it into criminal justice. So I graduated college with a criminal justice minor in forensics. Don't use it today. Don't worry about that.
Oh, well. So what is that? I mean,
so basically, I have a criminal justice degree, but I did a hard study in forensics. I love forensics.
Forensic files. Come on, baby. Come on.
100%, baby.
Yeah.
My thing I hate the most is I can't watch a crime show like NCIS or anything. They're like, oh my gosh, I see blood. I sprayed this luminescence. No, you don't. You see semen. That is semen. That is not blood. Wrong. Liars. I can't watch those shows without calling them liars. And I'm like, all right, I quit. I'm not watching it no more. So that white stuff they see, that's semen. It's not blood. Dead serious. I've
never seen white blood. I'm just saying.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not white. It's like those spray. Like if like you white blood up, right? It leaves a residue. But like when they're like,
when they do the black light and shit,
so they can see it with the black light, but they don't spray anything. If you don't spray anything, the luminescence doesn't coagulate to the blood to show the blood. So when they're just showing a black light on it, it's semen. Plain and simple. So cool things you learn in forensics.
Go ahead, keep on.
But rolling. So got out of college and I literally sat there. I was out of college and I started working at a bowling alley. And a good buddy of mine, we're sitting in the bar and we're having a beer and American Airlines popped up. This was 2018 when it happened. American Airlines popped up, and most people that knew me, like in my hometown and everything, I don't dress up fancy. It's not me. I'm not fancy like Applebee's. I wear shorts, boots, and a shirt, and maybe a hat if I'm lucky. So with that said, I sat there, and American Airlines popped up. He's like, "Bro, you could never be a flight attendant." And I was like, "Ha, bet 6 months rent. I bet you I can." He bet 6 months rent. I applied, and it took 8 months of interviews. 8 months? Yeah, 8 months of interviews, which I can kind of explain a little bit on how that process works. But 8 months of interviews.
So you became a flight attendant from a fucking bet?
Yeah, dude.
God, that's the best gotcha I've ever heard in my life. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good. So, yeah, it's the worst gotcha moment, too. But, I did it. I won it. It was what it was, and that's just, you win stuff. And I'm going to really pale out and be anything. But, so you go through, it's 8 months of interviews, bro. Like, and that's what people don't understand. Like, and we'll get into it. But, like, dude, that sucked. Like you're sitting there, you'd have a phone interview, a video interview of me just talking to myself. Then you get called out and flown out to Dallas for a face-to-face interview, and then you get told there if you passed or not.
All,
So it's 8
I
months.
mean, but you don't know. You just got to get flown out there to find out whether or not you passed.
The only way you know if you pass is they told you, like they handed you a piece of paper and said, "Hey, read this out in your best whatchamacallit voice, your little voice over the intercom." And that's you saying, "Oh, hey, my name's Michael Hobbs, and I'm going to be flying today, and I'm going on to training." And that's where you become, "Hey, oh, I got my flight attendant thing." But you don't go to training. Like, it took me, I didn't go to training for 3 months after that. It's like, I'm like in total, I think it was almost 8 or 9 months altogether that it took
From
me
the time you started?
from the time I sent in the application to the time that I got into my training date.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure there's obviously like extensive background checks and stuff, and
Yeah,
they just
dude,
don't
you
want to
go
bring
through-
anybody on there.
No, you go through federal background checks, federal drug tests. You have to go through a bunch of screenings. Like it's a lot, you know. And
I'm sure because you're flying federally.
yeah,
2,
it's pretty fun.
you don't want to be the guy who has issues, we'll say, and try to get on for,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for the ill intent purposes, man. And but it's wild. So yeah, I did all that. I started training so I graduated March. No, I started training March 12th, 2019, and it was 6 weeks of training, and I graduated in April. I don't remember what date of that subsection of it. You know, it was 6 weeks. So somewhere in March, and then I think I graduated at the end of April or something.
Okay.
I remember my date was like April 12th, so it might have been a little bit earlier in March. But yeah, dude, you go through training, and that's 6 weeks of my life was hell. Not even gonna lie, excuse my French, but that's what it was, bro. I mean,
That's after you initially get offered the job and say, "Hey, you're a flight attendant."
it's a conditional job offer. So it stands for CJO. A lot of kids are like, "Oh my God, what's CJO?" It's a conditional job offer. The condition that is you pass all your tests. What people don't tell you is it's 6 weeks of training. They're waking you up at 3 a.m. You don't go to bed till 11 o'clock that night, but then you might get up at this time, and it's because they have to get you prepared for what a flight attendant life like. But you also have to memorize every single plane. And at the time that I went through, it was, I'm going to label them out. Y'all won't know what they are, but it's easy for me to remember. An E190, which is like a regional jet, a 737, a 757, a 767, an Airbus 319, 320, 321, and I think that's it. So like 7 or 8 aircraft, but each of those aircraft have 3 to 4 different configurations in them.
And you have to know all these.
3 days. You have 3 days on each little plane. Yeah. You have to know where the medical emergency equipment is. You have to know where the life-saving equipment is. You have to know what the doors are called. What happens if emergency happens at this seat.
Just because of a bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fucking wild, dude.
Shit happens, bro. You do what you got to do.
A bet?
Okay? Yeah.
Then
So
you want to
do
go
it for
through
6
all
weeks.
this bullshit?
Look, I didn't know what the bullshit entailed, bro. I just knew I could travel the world. I thought I could be a lady killer. It did not work that way, that real way. But hey, it is what it is. You learn your license. But or lessons, not license. But yeah, so but you go through all that, dude. So it's 6 weeks of that. But what they don't tell you is like, so the third weekend, I failed a test.
Okay.
You can only fail 2 tests and you're sent home. And when they send you home, you don't say your goodbyes to your classmates. They literally walk you out in silence and they send you on a plane. You go home. You got to understand, these people gave up their jobs to come to this.
And didn't know whether or not it was going to work out or not.
100%. So, but
Fuck, man.
To preface, they don't do it no more. That's why I didn't really say it, but I'll tell y'all. So you're paired up with a roommate. So you are sharing a hotel room with 2 double beds with a random stranger you ain't never met in your life. This has become the issue. My name is Michael. The girl the other girl's name was Demetria. They mixed up my name and put it as Michelle and put her name as Demetria. So when I'm laying in gym shorts and a t-shirt in my bed, because I was one of the first ones there, here comes this chick in, and she's like, "Hey, are you Michelle?" I'm like, "No, I'm Michael." And they're like, "Well, this is my room." I'm like,
what you
I might be Michelle. Like, what? She was like, "We need to get this changed." So I had to get changed, you know, and I ended up getting my own room. So I was very fortunate, but it sucked because I didn't have
you didn't have that interaction.
Yeah. So like, it was hard. But kind of fast forward past that now, you get through, and on the third or fourth week, I don't remember which one it was, you get told what base you're going to.
Okay.
They only base options I had at the time were La Garbage, which is New York City. I call it La Garbage because it's what the air place looks
I
like.
thought that was. I legit thought that was the name of the place.
No, it's LaGuardia. I call it La Garbage.
Okay.
So I hate that airport. But so I had there, and then I had Boston and DCA were the only options. I'm from Georgia. At that time I'm living in Georgia. Mind you, I'm not a city boy. I don't do city life. It's a hard lesson. So basically that comes through, and yeah, so I find out like third or fourth week that I got La Garbage. I'm going to LaGuardia. And I'm like, I text my mom. I'm like, Mom, I gotta live in New York. New York City, not this countryside.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
God,
finally
sounds
I failed.
terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. So I failed a test that week too because I was freaking out. But then I passed it. So I had one test to pass. I had one fail
One
left.
chance to pass.
The rest of the test, and I had like 4 planes left. So it's 30. So
damn.
preface it. I know I've kind of went a little tangent here, but it's 30 questions. You can miss 27. I mean, you can only miss 3, so you have to get 27 right. The worst part about it is they just switched to the tablet, and it would show you a smiley face if you got it right, or a sad face if you got it wrong after you answered. Do you know how bad it is when you miss 2 and you just go, great, one more and I'm done?
And you're probably on number 3.
Yeah. So, you start sweating bullets like, oh God, I'm
Oh
gonna die.
God
I'm gonna
Almighty! All right,
but anyways,
let me get this in here real quick.
Yeah.
Record. Guys, if y'all are in the chat, there should be a timer that comes up that lets y'all know why I'm not actually reading the chat. And if you type !guest, there's an email in there. If you have an awesome story that you want to share, then you want to see it on Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, anywhere that you get your podcast, and you want people to hear your story, send me an email, send me your story, let me look over it, and then I'll get back with you. I thought that I done it, so I'm gonna have to go back and do the intro again. It's okay. The only reason why I'm recording this is so it can go on Amazon, Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere you get your podcast. All right. So you moved to New York.
Yep. So yeah, now we'll get past that. Yeah, I graduated. I'm 20. I think I was 24. I might have been a little younger. Somewhere around there. It was 2019. I'm 31 now, so who knows? I don't know. I don't do math. But either which way. So I'm going to New York.
Hard, okay.
It is hard. So I'm going to New York. You graduate training. I got to fly my mom out there, and my dad, he hates flying, so he drove from Georgia. It was a 24-hour drive for him, but he drove to Georgia. Drove from Georgia to Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And they were out there for my graduation, so it's a very special moment for me. Me and my mom, my dad, show them, hey, I accomplished this. We're doing it, and so they got to pin my wings on me. That's a very like ceremonial thing for flight attendants.
So that's kind of like, I guess, for like the military, which I've actually heard people talking about wings, and that's like being able to pin wings on somebody is, especially like in the Air Force or the Navy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the shout out our veterans, hats off to them. But yeah, it's the equivalent, the lower equivalent of that. But yeah, it's a big thing for us. So they pin my wings on me.
Exactly.
And then the instructors goes, all right, guys, pack up everything. You got 5 days to find a place to live up there. You start work. 5 days.
So
I just did 6 weeks.
Everything down.
It was like, oh God. Okay. So I went up there, and my mom went up with me, and we were searching and searching. New York's so expensive, bro. I don't care where you go. It's so expensive. And I wasn't going to be there that long. I don't want to sign a lease. So I'm trying to find something I cannot do. And on day 5, and I'm freaking out because I start work the next day. On day 5, through a random app, I don't even know what the app was anymore. I find these 2 random dudes as roommates who live in Queens in what's called Kew Gardens. We called it Crew Gardens because where a bunch of crew people live at.
No idea who these people were.
I just know they have background checks. That's it. Went and met them, had a talk with them. One dude, I ended up coming to find out, his name was Ed. Ed was he was the landlord, so he was the one who owned the house.
Okay.
He was a personal fitness instructor for celebrities. And then the other guy was computer science in the military. So he was in the Army.
How did you know they had
His name is
background
Gary.
checks,
because I had to do a background check. So I
You
was praying
had
to
to
God
do
they did
one. You literally said the guy owned the property.
Yeah,
The landlord.
I was
How did
hoping.
you,
I was hoping. I mean, it was more of a guess. I mean, if I have to do one for the app, I would hope they have to.
No, he owns it. That's not how this works at all, dude.
Well, I hoped. I
Oh
didn't
goodness.
die. That is all
You
that
didn't die.
matters.
That's a plus. Here we go. Oh my goodness!
So,
I was hoping he had a
anyways,
black background check. Dude, he owns the fucking joint. Dude, I didn't have to do a background check to buy my place.
oh god. But anyway, so yeah, so I moved in,
Oh
and I'm talking
shit!
about this room was probably, I mean, about the size y'all see here, where that wall ends back here. Cut that wall, and that's the room I had. It was a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath a house, 2-story. And when
So it was more of like essentially what they consider a townhome.
yeah, yeah, it's what they consider townhomes. It had a little backyard, and when I say little, I mean might have been like 3 shreds of grass. Don't really know what you want to call a backyard, but hey, you do what you do. You're right close to your neighbors. I'll tell you that.
You better
But the
love
thing
your
is, I didn't.
neighbor.
Oh, 100%. I didn't take my car up there. I didn't. I was going to go by transportation. I had to learn the subway systems. Like
Yeah,
I told
I've
you,
heard that.
I'm not
I've heard that
from.
it's like it's useless to even try to drive there.
Oh, it is. It's awful. Because on Tuesdays and Wednesday, or is it Tuesdays and Thursdays, they clean this side of the street. On Mondays and Wednesdays, it's this side of the street, and your car can't be there because if it is, it gets towed. And I was like, well, that's stupid.
And there's nowhere to park it, right?
You park on the side of the road. They don't really. It's a luxury to have a driveway. So, but anyway, so yeah, kind of made it through there, and we kept going, and I did a 4-month stint, is what I'm gonna call it, up there, and it was the worst 4 months of my life. I almost
Well,
quit twice.
you came from Tennessee. Let's see. Let's backtrack.
So came to Tennessee, is where family's from,
Yeah.
and then we moved. And then mostly my whole life is Georgia.
Okay.
Diehard Tennessee fan, by the way. Go Vols. But so been in Georgia, been in country most of my life. Not the suburbs, country. That's me. Not the
Right.
city life. I know you're a Kentucky fan. It's okay. We'll talk about it later.
I am a Kentucky fan.
Anyways, but yeah, no. So
Oh, whoa.
kind of.
We don't need to talk about it later. We don't need to talk about it later. We don't need to talk about it at all. Because we beat you all twice this year.
I want to talk about it. Okay, that's why I said we talk later.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
But yeah, so I did 4 months up there. It was hard, dude, because so to kind of divulge into what a flight attendant life's like, dude. It's um in New York, you had 3 bases. So with having 3 bases, you have a 3-hour call out.
Okay.
I had to go for LaGuardia, JFK. So
Okay.
here's LaGuardia, here's JFK. They're right across from each other. They're 10 miles apart from each other, but it takes like 45 minutes to get there to each other because of traffic.
Oh yeah.
But then you have Newark, New Jersey, which is EWR is what I usually refer to as, but Newark, New Jersey. That's 2 hours away from me. If I'm lucky and catch every train, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Very rarely would you get called there, but you could. They didn't get me until my last day, and I laughed in their face when they told me I had to go there.
They didn't get you to your last day.
To go to Newark, meaning my 4-month stint that I did, I mainly flew out of JFK or LaGuardia.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
They didn't get me to go to Newark because I could bid properly, and I'll
Okay.
explain bidding a little bit later on.
Okay.
Like I could bid properly for it, and I wouldn't get it. But on the last day, I just didn't bid because I knew I was getting ready to transfer down to Dallas.
Okay.
They got me, and I went. They were like, "Is this flight attendant Hobbs?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You have a standby shift in Newark," and I was like, "Man, y'all got me. I'm only good for a day." Well, sorry. Have a good day, sir. Click.
No fucking shit.
Had to be in Newark. So and my mom was up here because we were packing my stuff up. I had to tell my mom I might get called, who knows, but I gotta go. Leave and go to Newark.
Good thing you got Mama Uno.
Yeah, dude, she's a blessing. I love her to death. She helped out a lot.
She's tough.
Yeah, she's very tough, and I love her.
I remember the first time I met her, dude. She was like, I was one of her kids, you know.
That's what my mom did a lot. My mom, a lot of my friends, they all know my mom is that's their mom. My mom will treat you like another kid, and she'll look out for you. She
Dude.
does, and that's just something my mom's always done. Like, if kids, my mom was lenient, but she wasn't lenient, if that makes sense.
She
So,
had to
like I
crack
said,
the whip when she needed to crack the whip. Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can see that.
So like when I get out of line, yeah, she cracked the whip for that, yeah, 100%. But for the most part, she was a chill mom.
She
I had
was,
fun.
I mean, like I said, first impressions are a lot. And like I said,
Yeah,
I haven't talked to Mama Uno in 3 or 4 years, but I know she's still probably still the same person. Yeah.
same person,
Yeah.
same person.
Awesome. Full of
But
energy,
yeah,
son. Full of energy.
yeah, she is. Oh gosh. But so it's kind of cool. But so we get out of that. I go to Dallas and stuff. So kind of finish up my life story. I kind of go to Dallas and we get furloughed. So everybody remembers COVID. COVID hit hard in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, like I said, it's probably 6 months in at that time. So I was just in Dallas and COVID hits and we get furloughed. I don't know if I'm coming back.
What is furloughed?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my
listen,
bad. So,
remember, you're talking to people who
yeah, my bad.
majority
So
of people have
furlough-
probably never been on a flight.
So furlough means that they laid us off, basically. We're laid off, but we still have a job. Like if they decide to bring us back, we can come back and we don't lose seniority, whatever the case may be, right? So if we get furloughed, that's what happens. And it did. COVID hit hard and a lot of people stopped flying. Like it was awful, dude. It shut a lot of things down and it was scary. And like I got furloughed in late 2019, early 2020, somewhere around there, I think it was. And I was furloughed for a year. Yeah, it's about a year, which brings it to where I met you not too long after furlough. I'd
Okay.
gotten a job as a 911 dispatcher in my hometown.
Okay.
Worst job I've ever done because it was in my hometown. You find out everybody's business that you don't want to know. But yeah, so we had that, and that's kind of where I came up with doing streaming.
Okay.
I got bored, and I love playing video games, and I had built my own PC and everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this streaming thing out. I love talking to people. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I started streaming, and I only had one viewer. I made it to 100 followers. Don't remember how I did it. By playing Wreckfest and ATS,
Okay.
or American Truck Simulator, whatever you call it. And then it was, I don't know if it was in September. I don't remember when it was. It was one night. I was in a really bad spot. As y'all know, like I said previously, suicide had already had tried. Like I was in that bad mental state when I was younger. It finally caught back up because furlough hit. And it's rough. Like you start to think, dude, like I ain't got nothing going on. Like at the time I wouldn't date nobody, nothing. It's just what am I doing with life, bro? It sucks. Like nobody's going out anymore. And with me being such a bubbly personality that wants to go out and talk to people, I wasn't being able to. So that's why I went to streaming.
Okay.
But then during streaming, bro, I had one viewer. And that one viewer was one of my friends. Like that I asked to come on just so it could look like I had somebody,
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of times I streamed to nobody. And it was a night, I think it was in September or something. But you had rated me.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I see I think it was 60 to 62 people flow in. And I started crying because I hadn't had that many people before. And I'm trying to drive the truck, which at that time I knew nothing about modding on ATS. So I was driving everything trying not to damage stuff because I didn't have enough money to get a new truck type, repair it. So I'm trying not to. And all of a sudden, I don't know who did it first, but someone donated. And it was my first donation ever.
It was Tony.
It was Tony. Was it Tony?
It was Tony.
It was Tony. It was Wolf. Yeah. Donated and I lost. I started losing it. And then your community came together and started donating. And I think that night it was $230 is what I ended up getting donated.
Well, I just tell you what, man. I'm not saying it's not because of my community, but I was the same way, man. The night, so when I started streaming, and like I said, this is your story, but I kind of want to, I kind of want to tell you about the community.
Yeah.
Right. So, one night I was playing, look, I was tore up. I was playing Call of Duty and there was people actually coming in my chat. I was getting just a tiny bit of traction and people were coming in and they were like, well, try this loadout, try this loadout. My mental capacity told me that was a bot. So I wasn't listening, and Mrs. Beer came in. She's like, "Babe, I think that was actually a real person." That's how bad it was.
You did not know that feeling though.
And I got a buddy. So here, just like I said, I'm not taking away from your story.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of give you the background of this. So I have a buddy at work who absolutely loves, eats, sleeps, breathes, farts, coughs, 18-wheelers. He was working with me, and he was like, and this is exactly how it sounds. Hey, Alex. I said, what's up, Robbie? He goes, you ever thought about downloading that American Truck Simulator? I said, what is that? He was like, oh, it's where you drive these big rigs around. I was like, why in the fuck would I download America and drive a truck around, you know? He's like, oh, son, it's funner and shit. I said, okay. So I download it, right?
Yeah. I
download it, and I start playing on my controller, and I was like, this is absolutely terrible. And then I can remember it was in February because I got up and went and got Mrs. Beard some chocolate and some flowers and stuff, and was walking through Walmart, and I seen a T56, a Thrustmaster T56, the rubber band wheels. It's like this big and round.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, $70, I'm getting it, right? So I rushed back home, and then I'm off that next day. So I set everything up. And that night, like I'm getting on there, I'm like, oh, this is so much better. And so my cousin is really good friends with Cody and Shay. Never dawned on me, right? I never watched anybody play American Truck Simulator. And I started watching like just people on Facebook play American Truck Simulator. And I was sitting there one night and I was like, fucking just need a break, you know? And that night, dude, Cody and Shay rated me. And I like started like tearing up. And I was like, I guarantee. And then Tony initially started sending stars. And I was like, every star that I receive tonight is going to straight to St. Jude's. As soon as I get paid out, it's going straight to St. Jude's. So we started this little thing. It was hashtag for the kids. And then they just kept coming back. So, I would talk to Cody. He's like, hey, what time are you streaming? Because your community is my community. Don't want to stream the same time you do. Because, at the time we were off with COVID and stuff. And I was like, if you stream for 4 hours and I stream for 2 or 3 hours, they get constant 7 hours of content from American Truck Simulator. And dude, it worked out perfect. Like we studied algorithms and stuff, and then, we was getting 3, 4, 5,000 people in there, and I was just trying to find somebody to bless, and because I was blessed, and they rated me with 400 or 500 people, and I stumbled upon you that night, and I was just like, because at that point I would ask people like, who are we rating tonight? And we would go through our raid list of people we followed, and if nobody was on, we would find somebody random. And that night, I was just like, let's just find somebody we've never met before, and it was you. And it was like, that was my first time that I actually, other than sending like $600 to St. Jude's, but that was my first time that I was actually able to see that and I feel like I made an impact. Like it was just like, we fucking got the right person tonight.
Y'all did, dude. That night was rough. Because I mean, just like nothing was happening, and that's the thing. Like, I'm very vocal about, like suicide awareness and stuff. So funny enough, like kind of ties into it. Is that night, I've got to meet the crew. I found out what Discord was, and how you could mod stuff, and everybody was helping me out, and it was wonderful, dude. And God, dude, after that, I started getting to hang out with you guys. I'd watch your streams, and then I would go out live after y'all, kind of tie into it, and your people would come watch me, and we all just kind of had fun with it, and that's how I met Cody and Shay. But then there was one night y'all came and raided me again. Somebody raided me. I don't remember who it was. I think it was you still. And Corn. That's how I met Corn. So the guy from the last fight. That's how I met him. He came in. He dropped I think $200-300 that night. And it's not even about the money. It was just wild because I was like, oh my gosh,
never seen it before.
Correct. You never seen it. You're just like, dude, why? Why are you doing this? So the equivalent for that, guys, is like 10,000 stars. I'll never forget. I know exactly how many stars it was. 10,000 stars is the equivalent of $100. You know, and so it was one of those things that hit me hard. But speaking of like doing, you know, like you did St. Jude's, I ended up doing
Hope
Hope
for
for
humanity.
Hope, yeah, Hope for Humanity. Yes,
Yep.
because I did the suicide awareness. So I drove. Gup designed me a suicide awareness truck. We had and I still have that truck library on my hard drive. But I did that, and I drove, and we ended up raising over $1,300 for Hope for Humanity that day. So it was nice, you know, and like I ended up doubling it and putting it in. So altogether, it been what, $2,600 that we put in there. So it was
Dude,
nice. You know,
awesome.
we donate a lot, and it's just because, you know, like suicide hits home. Suicide hits home for me. There's a lot of kids who get bullied and stuff, you know, and some of the things that hits home. So it was wonderful that I met your community when I did, because I was going through a rough time in my life. Y'all pulled me out of that, and all suddenly now we can start helping other people, you know, and it's just wild.
That's what it's about, and I feel like, and this, don't take this any other way. Things have got tougher. Prices of things have went up, and I feel like we've kind of, even me, have lost we've lost the reasoning behind it.
Yep.
You know, and I hate to say it like that, but at that time, man, it was like I hate it, and that's why I've not streamed in a while. Like, only thing I've been doing is podcasts, man. Because I've not enjoyed playing video games. I've not done it because it was not what it was never about. It was never about the video
never
game.
about Yeah,
It was about the
it was about
community,
hanging out.
and at that time, everybody was locked down, and we were just fucking ecstatic to get on there and just. I mean, the Discord parties, we'd go in there and just fucking drink beer,
3 in
talk
the
to each
morning.
other, cut on each other. It was like a fucking bonfire over the internet.
Bro,
And that's
I remember
what
because I
we
bought
done,
you a
and I
Kong.
feel like we lost a lot of that along the way because everybody's got back to doing the pre-COVID things and staying busy and not getting to do what the goal was. We initially didn't know what the goal was. We didn't know what the goal was, and now that we know what the goal was, we still got the fuck away from it, man. And that's
You're not wrong. I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, like, dude, them Discord parties, they were so much fun. We would cut up. We would have so much fun.
you know
I
how much
remember
I miss giving away $300 or $400 or $500 a night to just people who needed it.
right? And but dude, you know, we came together for other communities, dude. And that's the one thing that I loved, you know, that happened, is that we came together for other communities. And, you know, so like, it was nice because like that got me through furlough, rough times, furlough, you know, money sometimes wasn't the best, got me through it.
Right.
So it was nice though. It was nice. But then, you know, get back, and then I went back to flying, and I kind of tapered off of streaming for a little bit. I would still stream, but it was harder.
Yeah.
So I started doing like TikToks and doing like day in the life flight attendant. But so kind of like get back on track with that. Like I flew, went back to flying, and then I got asked if I wanted to come and be a manager over flight attendants. And I was like, me? Sure.
This guy.
This guy. So I started off as a coordinator, and then I worked myself up to be a duty manager. So I was a manager of some flight attendants. At any point in time, you could have over 200 plus flight attendants that you manage. And
So even if you were on
work.
another, so you wasn't, you were remote, right?
No. I was in the office. We weren't remote. We were back in office with masks.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
You were in the office, but you were managing the people that were the flight attendants, because you wasn't on like a flight trying to manage somebody who was going.
Yes and no. So the way management works for that, it's like I personally never had to really manage the flight attendants. I did duty manager work. So there's 2 styles of management. You had your managers that would manage the flight attendants, and then they would send me to do stuff. So like, because I had flight privileges, I can go and sit on a jump seat. For those that don't know what a jump seat is, it is the seat that a flight attendant or pilot sits on that we face you, and you get to see our beautiful faces. That's what that is. It's the easiest way for me to explain it. But with that being said, I would have to go check to make sure your hair's done right. One thing I hated doing, and I never really did, but they would check flight attendant, like female flight attendant skirts, to see if they were too short.
You think I could judge somebody's hair?
I mean, you try your best.
I can judge your beard, but I can't judge your hair.
So, you know, like I had to go out and do like nitty tasks like that. I had to make sure that, you know, we get a plane out on time. that one of our big things was metrics. So when a plane comes in domestically, so domestic meaning anything in the United States,
Yeah.
some Mexico, some Canada, depends on the where at, but that's domestic per se.
Okay.
And that plane, let's say it's a 737. That is, it holds a 737 holds 160 people, holds 20 up in first class and the rest in main cabin,
And then luggage.
and then luggage and us. So that's 4 flight attendants. Okay, we have to be able to plane plane the whole plane up within 35 minutes and have that plane pushing off the gate within 35 minutes. That is why there's D minus 10, or why they say there's boarding closes 10 minutes prior, because we have to do all the paperwork before. So if you miss it, you miss it. It's not a stab. It's just what happens.
So it ain't like it is. It ain't like you see it on these movies where people are running. They're like, yeah, just grab a seat.
No, yeah, no, because we have to have a manifest, dude. So we have to manifest. I have to know what your name is and where you're sitting at. Like I have so we used to have like a tablet that was like an iPhone,
Okay.
and I could go through and go, okay, hey, Mr. Beard, I see you're sitting in 3 Alpha. That's gonna be the window seat right here in first class. Knowing you haven't flown, but I'll give you first class.
I
right
give it, yeah.
But I mean, so like
Appreciate
there's,
that.
you have to know, and so you have 35 minutes to get that plane off. But let's say like when we land and that plane needs to turn back around, in total they have 55 minutes to deplane and replane and get that plane off the gate. So from the time the plane comes into the gate to the time the plane leaves out the gate, they have 55 minutes. That is why they rush you.
Dude, sometimes I can't take a shit in 55. I mean,
don't even get me started. Like, we'll talk about it later. Don't even start on the bathrooms there. Oh, Lord have mercy.
We're gonna hit it.
But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of how life is. And then I left back in 24. And the reason I left was because of my health. I had gotten COVID 7 or 8 times almost. So I was getting sick really badly, but that's because I flew a lot of international, and you're around all types of life. Okay, all types. Healthcare is not great in some places. China, places that just I'm naming off places that I've been to, and it's you can see the differences. China is actually good, but like we flew to like different places that weren't, and so you're around all these people coming out coughing, they're sick. I got sick so much to the point like basically my doctor told me like I was 30 and he's like, bro, you got like if you don't stop or fix the way you're flying or whatever, your immune system's getting worse and worse. You'll be dead by 40. And that hit me hard because I don't have the best healthy, as y'all can tell, I have a gut. That's another thing. Eating, we'll get into that. I'll talk to you about that. Eating on a plane. It's
we've
rough.
got so much shit to touch here, and I'm so excited for it. I know, and the way that you talk, and the way that you keep people engaged, I really like that.
I appreciate it. So, but I mean, that's the thing. So that happened, and then so I left the business. I actually went for about 4 months and worked for the subsidiary regional airline of American, and then that didn't work out because conflicts. I just don't feel like talking about. That's something I won't talk about, but it's conflicts, and so I left for personal reasons. Left.
If you don't feel comfortable talking about something, just
I just don't like that. That subsidiary one. But yeah, so I left there. I moved back to my hometown, and so I'm back in Georgia, and I was out with some friends, and we were drinking, and I was like, dude, I love playing golf. I suck at it, but I like playing it. But I also like video games. Can have a golfing simulator, but I don't want just like you can go to like there's like places like 24-hour golfing simulators. You have to book it out for like an hour. Nah, man, I don't want that crap. I want that to come to me. But they're like, oh, you can get the inflatable ones. Those suck.
Yeah.
I want something sturdy.
I got a buddy who just put one in his basement. He absolutely loves it.
See, so I sat there with a bunch of buddies, and I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw a place, and they have a mobile golfing simulator, but it's in the back of a box truck. I'm like, bro, no way. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna modify it to my standards, though, not to what they have. So I was never gonna copy it, but I took the idea and ran with it. And that's how I came up with my company. It's in the process right now of everything getting like pushed started, but I have like the LLC and all my stuff right now. We're working on the truck modifications for it. But it's called Get Teed Up Mobile Golfing Simulator. So I am putting a mobile golfing simulator in the back of a box truck. That way I can come to your like company events, corporate events, stuff like that. But I also so I do that, but then I also buy and sell trading cards. And funny enough, the name of that business, if you want to call it. I don't really have it as a business. I don't have an LLC for it, but the name of it is the name, the game cards.
Hell yeah.
Marshall gave that to me. I need to get it on recording of him actually singing it, but like that was the thing. It's like the name, the game, and then it's kind of like I haven't decided if I'm gonna put the cards. I kind of like it where it stands, but who knows? I might. It might be a long name, but it's more the cards. That was the thing. Like a lot of people would butcher my name because it's U-N-O. People are like, oh, Uno. No, it's not Uno. There's a dash.
Mrs. Beard still gets on to me for that.
I know.
Even though I've known you
for okay. I still love you.
Fucking 6 years.
I know. Everybody does it, dude.
I say
Yeah, and it's so a lot of people will be like Uno, and I'm like, no, it's Uno, and they're like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at today, man. Now we're just pushing through and living life, buddy. Having a good time, hanging out with you guys.
How has I don't know how to ask this. How close are you to releasing the mobile simulator? 4 months?
4 months probably. The modifications was going to take me the longest, and that is just because in a round spec way, I am having to hydraulically lift the top, and then the sides will open up and have curtains around, so like it makes it wider and taller. That way, I don't have a 6-foot person smacking the club on the top of the thing. But I have been in and out of box.
So it's gonna be inside the box. It's not gonna be like on the back side of it.
Inside the box. Yeah. But a standard box truck can only be 8 or 8.5 feet for it to be legal, and I don't have to have a CDL for it. So that's why, like, when I park, I can have it modified to where it can lift up, and I can make it where you can actually still hit and everything and not damage anything.
And you're working on this currently, having it modified?
Currently, as we speak, yes.
It's fucking awesome. How will it do in Georgia? That's the question.
It's actually going to so I've kind of like guessed it out. It's going to do really well in a lot of more of my like areas. There's like Peachtree City, Georgia, and they're a bunch of, I don't mean to like do demographic, like they're really rich people that live there, like pilots and stuff, and they love golfing. And I've talked to a bunch of bars and stuff, and the bars are like, dude, once you get it up, let us know. We will, do you mind bringing it out? And I was like, look, I'll bring it out first night free. The next night we'll work on a deal if y'all like it enough. It brings you stuff. My biggest thing is if I go to like bars and stuff like that on weekends, it's more of I'll drop for 3 or 4 hours, right? I'll do closest to the pin. Tell the bar, hey, I'll give you a discount. Just give me some gift cards, and we'll do closest to the pin. Whoever wins every hour, they get a gift card.
There you
just
go.
pay your bar tab. You know what I mean? It doesn't. If you want to, like, that's just how I'm planning on doing it. I just want people to have fun, man. Like, and it's like you said, people are so busy in life now, dude. Do you know how much fun it'd be to pull up to a wedding for like a bachelor or something and just drop this joker? Dude, we're playing golf, and after you get married?
Yeah, people are so busy now, man. It's like it's not a terrible idea, man, because one, you don't have to go pay for this. I mean, you have to pay for it, but you don't have to go and wait in line. And let's go out to the bar, drink us a couple beers, and oh wait, here comes teed
just
up.
Pull up, drop it, and let's get teed up.
I bet I can get closer to the. I bet I can get closer to the
yeah, and like the way I came up with it is, our saying always be like, yo, let's get fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't put that in a business name because I tried and it wasn't allowed because it has a curse word.
Oh,
so get teed up,
fuckers.
Sensitive people, I know, but get teed up, And so it's one of those things like it's golf related. It sounds fun, and I was like, all right, let's go with it. So yeah, we're in the process of working on it. It could take longer. It just depends because, dude, I'm not gonna lie, for a small business, bro, getting funding sucks.
Oh yeah.
God bless. They want everything. They want my freaking. Sometimes I feel like they want just my soul, and I'm like, all right, here you go. Like,
getting anybody to invest in anything that it's scary to invest.
Oh, it's really scary because you don't know if it's gonna, do great or whatnot. But like, I have a business plan, dude. I have my whole thing written out, and I shared it with them. They're like, all right, but it's like, they have to have collateral too, and so that's a different thing. Like, I have to give them the truck as collateral. I have to give them some of the equipment as collateral.
Yeah.
Things as different as that. So it's fun, but like, I mean,
something that wouldn't be terrible,
What's that?
And you're a pretty smart individual. But building you what they call a business process model.
Yeah.
That's exactly what, Toyota and stuff runs on.
Yeah.
That way there's a clear criteria there when you lay this down in front of somebody. So here's Here's where we start. This is what we do. If this happens, this is what we do. And you just build it out. That way, when you present this to them, they're like, oh, this dude literally knows what he wants, what his expectation is.
Oh, 100%. It's like, I did similar to that when I went the first time to get stuff. So basically, I have like a business model laid out, and like so by if everything goes right, when this first fully gets going, if everything goes right, everything goes as planned, by year 3, I want to open another truck, and it's gonna have racing sims in it. I just want to race.
Dude, I've sat and thought about this. I could come up with, and the thing about it is, it's so hard. With the dynamics of gaming now, do you know how awesome it would be to have just a small space with maybe 4 or 5 rigs in it and get these kids into racing sims like iRacing or a set of Corso and have 4 or 5 rigs in this just a small building.
Oh yeah.
And charge, not overcharge or charge crazy amounts, but have to where people who can't afford, let's say, a $5,000 computer or this and that, but they can afford to come and spend $10 for 2 or 3 hours to let their kids race.
Dude, it's almost like you were talking about with it's kind of like, if you want to reference it, you can reference to like the Gran Turismo movie. Where was that kid at? Like when he was racing the e-racing, he literally started at a little, if you want to call it hot shot or whatever, but it was a place where it had simulators, dude.
Yeah.
And kids come there and they race. I think it's
Dude,
great.
Carson Hocevar races NASCAR. He started off on a SIMRIG on iRacing.
Oh yeah.
He's 13th in point standings right now. And
it's wild because so they say that sim racing it can be near, the only thing it doesn't do is like the G-force and stuff. That's your only hard problem, is you're not going to get the G-force and stuff.
You can get it from the podium. You can get it from the podium racers, but you're looking at 75 to 100,000 for one unit. That's the only way. I don't know how they do
it's like, I don't either, but like I love Formula One. That's what I do on my iRacing. Like when you talk about like I do iRacing, that's what I do. I love Formula One.
Yeah,
dude, it's so much fun. Like to do that, it's just, I don't know. You get bored and you have fun, but you get to talk to so many people.
So kind of where I'm at, it's like kind of would be expensive to rent an area, but if a man had, say, 500 square foot, a 50 by 50, and just had rigs lined up against the wall. And the thing about it is too is like we're in the age of the internet now. Could you? I've sat and thought about this stuff like all the time, and have that set up, and people just bring their kids and let them just enjoy themselves.
That's the thing, dude. It's all about enjoying and having fun. I mean, you have different type of sim racers, dude. You have racers that like they had the ones that move.
Yeah.
Like I think who was it? Cody had one at one point. Cody had one that moved, I believe.
Yeah.
They still got, like I mean, but then you guys, those like mine, I just have a little Fantic with a little cockpit seat, and then everything, and like it works for me. I don't want the moving right now.
If I could get someone to invest, and
keyword
where I'm at, I could do my rigs like $500. Do a few, hell, even if it was 3 computers, 3 rigs, 9 monitors, and do triples. But that's the thing, is like rent's so high, so you would basically have to build it out yourself. And
I agree, dude. It's one of those things you have to do it yourself. So.
And I don't want people coming to my fucking house.
No, God no.
So
love people.
Where would you put it
much.
At? Right.
Exactly, and that's the thing, dude. That's like I always thought about, like, and it's like one of the people who are helping with my business. He's a good friend of mine, and he's invested in the business with me. It's kind of where I kind of got luck, but it's fun because like we're gonna do this together. We're partners. We're gonna have fun with it. So I'm more the one who came up with all the ideas, and he was like, I'm gonna be in the background. I was like, all right, cool.
That's fine, dude. That's totally fine.
So, but yeah, dude. So that's kind of like that's my life. That's where I'm at now. Just rocking it out.
Well, when your golf simulator takes off,
I'll drive it up there.
No,
I'll come to Kentucky. We'll go play.
Listen, when your golf simulator takes off, and you're rolling it in hand over fist, let's put together something for sim racing for people.
Heck yeah, I'm down. Look, let me get that build up. Like I said, year 3, we'll be doing popping.
Dude, I'll fucking go to Yoder Farms right
Do you
now
know
and
how
build a
much,
fucking
fun that'd be?
cabin for
Yeah.
it.
Oh man.
We'll be back like the old days, man, in a studio.
Dude, that would be so much fun in the studio. I don't think people can handle us. It'd be fun though.
Run this bitch.
Run it.
Oh, all right, brother.
Oh,
You
man.
ready to jump into some questions?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. Let's jump into the lifestyle.
Yeah.
My first question for you. The first 100 days, what is the biggest culture shock when you first started? How long did it take for you to find your sea legs in the air?
First culture shock. I'm not a morning person. So it's hard, dude. Waking up at 4 in the morning sometimes. I'm not morning. I've always worked graveyard shifts, so I'm not morning. So getting up at 4 in the morning and had to be at the airport like 6, and then you work 3 legs. It was rough. It took me probably, I'd say at least a month and a half to almost 2 months for me to actually get my air legs and not feel like I never get like air sickness or anything like that. But like walking in the plane while it's lifting or moving, it's hard because you have turbulence. It's
Right.
hard. You have a 50-pound cart in front of you when you're serving drinks. It's hard. And so it was a culture shock. Meeting the different diversity of people on a plane also. Um, and I'd say the biggest thing is dude, living in New York, that was the biggest culture shock I've ever had.
I'll bet it is,
Because
especially coming from Georgia.
yeah, people are different up there. They I had an instance where I was coming home from a flight. And it's scary because you flying. I can't take knives with me. I can't take pepper spray. I can't take none of that
What
because
about
it's not
bear
allowed through
spray?
security.
What about bear spray?
Can't even take bear spray. Trust me. I've tried taking them all. It doesn't work. I have to leave them. So, you're running on subways. Now, granted, I'm a guy, but I'd say like, let's say 75% of the population of flight attendants are females. Okay.
Okay.
So just think of it as their standpoint. Like, but I'm a guy. And I'm not downing it as a guy girl thing, but like, I'm coming back. It's 1 in the morning and I'm riding back on a subway. I was a half a mile away from my house from the subway entrance. That's a half a mile of me walking in a full blown suit with a bag.
Just dragging it behind you.
Yeah, on the streets. And I'm not going to say I was in the like a rough part, but I'm in Queens, New York. New York can be somewhat rough. And there was one night I was coming back. I had 2 dudes following me. And I was like, oh, they're not following me. I'd cut down the street and cut back up. They were following me. They stopped when I got to a certain section. Don't know why. Couldn't figure out why. But as I turned on my street, they were gone. They don't follow me no more. They were gone. It scared me, bro, because I don't have anything to defend myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a
because you
guy.
just got
And
off of a flight.
I just got off a flight. I have nothing. And so it's scary, You're sitting there like, dang. So that was like probably the biggest culture shock. Is just being in the city and trying to catch on trains. I had one where I was supposed to be going to a flight and the train shut off on the ground. I had no cell service. I can't get in contact with crew scheduling. So crew scheduling is who we'd call to get like, I can't contact nobody to say I can't make it. I'm in my probation period. If I get any points, I get fired. So I'm freaking out. I'm crying. It sucked. So I took pictures of me on the train, the train number and the time. And that is how I got out from getting in trouble because they looked it up on the MTA records and saw that plane had actually shut off and where it was. That's what saved me. But it's like, dude, you ever had like I was down there for 45 minutes with the train shut off because they couldn't go anywhere. Had an electrical problem.
Just sitting there with a bunch of fucking rogue people.
I'm sitting there with a bunch of like, there's a homeless guy passed out, pretty sure he pissed himself. I'm in a full blown suit with a bag. It's not the best of times. It's a culture shock. It's different from where I grew up. So I would say, yeah, that's probably my biggest culture shock, bro. Out of the first 100 days was living in New York City. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
They tried to break you before you even got started.
I think they did break me before I got started, but same difference.
Yeah, I mean, they reached their goal, right?
They made their goal, and I lost it.
Oh, the routines, or like therefore. How do you manage your physical, mental health, and your schedule changes every week because it's not like it's not a 9 to 5. I know that.
No, it is not. So to give everybody a back synopsis of how flight attendant life works, we get our schedule a month out in advance. Okay, we bid for it the month previous. So this is month of April. I would have bidded for this in March. Okay, I will find out. It lock on March 20th, and on March 22nd, I would find out what my schedule was for April. In American, your first year, you're on reserve. What reserve means is you are to the company. You are their bitch. Put it to say. On reserve, you get 12 days off a month. That is not 12 consecutive days. That could be a day here and 2 days here and a 3-day here. Who knows? And if you're thinking you get weekends, that's a lie. Unless you're really senior, you don't get weekends. You're getting a day off during the week, which is why I don't care about weekends anymore. But that's kind of how that works. Like you're for the first year, you're on reserve. So that's you just know you're going to get 12 days off that month. Other than that, you're on call. Kind of explain how on call works. On call, you have 4 different shifts. You have A, B, C, and D. Shift A would have been like 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's a 12-hour shift. Okay. So from 2 a.m. till 2 p.m., I have to answer my phone. And like I was telling you guys, you have that 3-hour call out window. I had 3 hours. I had 3 hours from the time I answered that phone to be at the gate of that plane. So you have, in some places it was 2, but that's how that went. So with that being said, you on reserve, you tried to bid for what days you wanted off. And then, like you said, changing of schedules like daily, weekly, I would bid for, if I wanted to sit standby, which I kind of mentioned earlier, standby is where I spend 6 hours of my day sitting at the airport. So I'm on the call in case a flight attendant gets sick, injured, or calls out. That way I can make sure that plane gets out on time. So with that being said, with all that, I'd usually sit standby because that means I would get a trip and I wouldn't have to be in the place in New York. That's how it was. Because I hated it. So then you have what's called, like I was talking about, they're called wraps. I said they're A, B, C, D. It's called wrap A, wrap B, wrap C, wrap D. That's your 12-hour shifts. Okay.
That's kind of what I was on when I worked for another company here. It was what they called it was a 24-hour shift. Like the line never shut down. It was just 4 different shifts. 36, 48, I think is what it was.
Yeah. It's like you're on call for 12 hours, but this is the kicker. You don't get paid.
You don't get paid.
No. You only get paid when you get a trip.
So you're sitting there for free.
At the airport, I get paid, but only, so if I'm sitting there for 6 hours, I only got paid 4 hours and 30 minutes of that 6 hours.
So where was the other hour and a half?
Hell if I know. They never told us. We just didn't get paid. It sucked. But when you're on call, which is where you can sit at home or, do whatever, and you just have to be readily available to leave to go to work.
Okay.
That's a 12-hour stint. You're not paid at all unless you get called to go to work. It's the only time you get paid. So it kind of sucked. But on reserve, you're guaranteed 75 hours of pay no matter what. So if I don't even fly 75, I'm still guaranteed the 75 hours of pay. That's the only perk to reserve.
Okay.
Is you know what your paycheck could be each month.
So back to the question. How did you keep your mental health and your physical health under control?
I watched your stream. I watched Nasty's stream. Not gonna lie to you. Like, if I'm being dead honest, like I kept up with friends and like I watched streams and I would try to keep myself busy. And eating physically was hard. I will say, and that's why I've got a gut on me now. Is physical was hard because you could work a 15-hour day on a plane, and you got 8 hours till you got to be right back on another plane. So you're not gonna go work out.
No, because you're busted.
I'm fat. I'm tired. And like eating, I might have ate 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day if I was lucky. Because we don't get a lunch break. We don't go, hey guys, 1 second, we're on our 30-minute lunch break, and you run to go grab lunch. No, you board up and you throw the plane. You could be running late. You might not have an hour and a half in that gate to go get it. So you had to keep your mental health really high. And that's why you kind of confided in a lot. But a lot of people don't know this. Flight attendants, it's hard because you're by yourself a lot. and you have to keep your head up and headstrong. So that's why I watch, like, I'm not just saying it, but like I watched Nasty, I watched you, I watched Gup. I'd watch different guys and just keep my mental capacity going, knowing like, hey, when I get back home, I can hop on and play with them.
Is this on the plane too? Are you able to do that? Like
Yeah, no, we're not
no.
supposed
I
to.
guess what I'm asking is, I know when you take a phone on there, usually they
you're supposed
prefer
to put it
you
on airplane
download
mode.
stuff and watch it and be on airplane mode. Don't they offer like Wi-Fi now?
They do. So yeah, you're supposed to put your phone on airplane mode. My personal experience, that's just a myth, but I'm not a person. That was more meant for back in the day, but nowadays it's not really a thing. But still put your phone in airplane mode. Regardless, do what they say. But yeah, they have Wi-Fi. So like crew did not get free Wi-Fi. We all would buy our own Wi-Fi. And so I paid $40 a month for Wi-Fi.
You wait, hang on. You fucking worked for American Airlines
Uh-huh. And I paid for my own Wi-Fi.
and you didn't get free Wi-Fi.
No, no. And so technically, we're not supposed to be on a PED, is what they call it, a personal device.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
supposed to be on one. When you're on the plane, you're only supposed to use your work phone. Does that happen? No. It's American knows it doesn't happen. Delta knows it doesn't happen. Nobody knows. Everybody knows it doesn't happen. But we're not technically supposed to be on our phones. But when I'm on a 13-hour flight and I've done served the whole cabin, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and twiddle my thumbs? Like we have enough people to like go through and do checks. Like every 15 minutes, we had to do a check. We had to check on all the passengers, stuff like that. So yeah, you're not technically supposed to be on your phone, but like the other 45 hour that I have, yeah, I'd watch streams and kind of like I'd have one earbud in and kind of just like sit there like this. And if somebody come up to me, I would stop what I'm doing, help them, and go about my day.
I just think it's absolutely insane. I get it. I
get it because they don't want us. They don't want us to be on our personal phones and ignoring customers and stuff. I get it, and we always need to be alert, right?
Right.
Which we were. We knew how to be alert. We were always checking every 15 minutes. One of us is walking through that cabin. That's why you see us so much. We are every 15, 10, I don't know. We always switched it up, but you always see a flight attendant walking through, collecting trash, whatever. We're actually checking on you to make sure everybody's okay and somebody's not, anything.
That's absurd, dude.
Yeah, it's a.
I mean,
but you learn to live with it. But that's how you keep your mental health up.
The thing is, like, be honest with you, you probably shouldn't have to. And I say that for the simple fact of, one, every time you're not a fucking taxi driver, right? And I know there's more wrecks on the road than there are in the air. You're 35,000, 40,000 feet. You're attending to everybody's needs. You're essentially a babysitter in the air.
160, 300 people at a time. It just depends on the plane. Yeah.
If I want to, I think it should be mandatory that a man can go over and sit down for 10 minutes while time the other one's walking through and just decompress for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't like being in crowds. I damn sure I would want to fucking drop kick somebody. I know it, and I know it.
And that's the thing, dude. And I think that's the issue with flights and sounds. Like we never really have time to decompress. The only time you had time to decompress, like, and check yourself is on, and like we'll talk about it a little later because I know it could be one of the questions, but is when we have a break on an international flight. Some flights over a certain thing, we have a break and we go and hide. That's the only time we're allowed to be on our personal device. Only time, per standards of American Airlines. Or any airline, to be honest with you. It's every airline has that rule. Because it's technically it's an FAA rule.
It's a federal rule.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But if there's 4 of yous, and let's just say we go every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What's 15 times 4?
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
So every hour.
So every 45 minutes, you should be able to just be like, Kimosabi. You know what I mean?
Now, mind you, certain flights, like, you wouldn't have that time because, like, if I'm going from, let's just say Kentucky, right? Kentucky to, like, I don't know, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
It's like a 45-minute hour flight, whatever. That I don't have time to do. But, like, on these flights from, like, Atlanta to LA, that's a 5.5-hour flight.
Okay.
I can do my service and everything in the air. Give me like 35, 40 minutes. I can get through throwing out some peanuts we don't serve peanuts anymore because everybody's allergic to it. But the Biscoff cookies or the pretzels and your drinks, I can throw everything out that quick.
Yeah.
What do I do with the rest of my time? It's like you said, We don't have time to decompress. I think that's my flight. A lot of flight attendants struggle with mental health.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of
could
flight attendants, a lot of
absolutely
flight
see
attendants struggle
why.
with that. It's it's sad, and I hate to say it, but I have a lot of friends, and coworkers that I had that alcohol abuse was huge with flight attendants. So you speak about mental health, dude.
I'm
Alcohol,
sure.
horrible for flight attendants.
I'm sure. Like, and that's just me. Look, like I said, I've never been on an airplane, but that's just me from the outside looking in. Like, everybody needs that decompression time.
No matter what job you're on, that's why you get a lunch break, which
Yeah.
flight attendants don't get.
Yeah. Insane.
So yeah, it's like mentally, yeah, you gotta stay mental strong, and that's a hard thing for flight attendants. It really
Yeah.
is.
I mean, I could see that. I understand just from hearing what you're saying. I see that. I hear it.
Yeah.
I understand it. Yeah. It's fucking insane. Insane.
So that's why I always tell people, like, I don't want to tell people, like, give flight attendants stuff you can, like, just say hello to them sometimes.
It's
You
all you
never know
need.
how
Just be
bad of a day they're going
nice.
through. Just be nice. Like, do you know how many, like, I like kind of all the time, but like, you know how many people would come on, and I never expected it. I never expected it, but would come on and just give me a $5 Starbucks gift card. You know how much that brighten our day? Even chocolate. People would bring us chocolate.
Yeah.
A little Lindor bag of chocolate for us all to share. It brightens our days. And it's just because, like, we go through so much
Mm-hmm.
little things. Or saying hello to us. When we say hello to you and you just hand me trash,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
pet peeve of mine.
We'll jump into that, I'm
Yeah.
sure, here in a little bit. But yeah, I look, dude. When I work the line where I work at, I'm dealing with about 30 people. Everybody needs something. Everybody needs a potty break, and then everybody it's even with 30 people. I feel like sometimes that I was a babysitter, and I don't mean it in a bad way because these people are grown ass adults. I couldn't imagine. Oh, I mean, you step out on the fucking tarmac and take a fucking break. You know what I mean? You catch me after this, motherfucker. We're gonna step out on a tarmac, goddamn, catch a fade. You know what I mean? You can't even step outside and get fresh air. I mean, let's be honest. I get, dude. That's
My fresh air was the jet bridge, bro. That's not fresh air. That's the little walkway you come to get on the plane.
Yeah.
That was my fresh air.
not fresh air at all. No. Dude, everybody needs it, man. Like I said, like I've never really, so with me, like I've never really like suffered from depression. And I know you heard the conversation with Corin.
Yep.
Never really suffered from depression. Maybe a little anxiety here and there, and it's just self-inflicted anxiety because of my kids. But I am 100,000% behind people who mental health, man, mental health. Work on yourself. Work on if you have to see somebody, call somebody, talk to somebody.
100%.
And preferably for anybody who struggles with mental health, seek out someone who is licensed to listen and knows how to talk to you, because some of the people that you talk to are not the best advocates for giving you the information or listening the way they should be. I'll say that. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for mental health. And I know there's people out there that's like, oh, just be a fucking man and grow up and just fucking deal with it. You don't have to deal with bullshit. You don't have to deal with mental health struggles. Like, talk to somebody. And I mean, that's just something I can say. Like, there's ways to work through stuff. You just got to find that route and execute.
Yeah, and that's something I can say is, like, my dad was there for me a lot. Like, I'd call my dad. My dad would answer any time of the night. But there'd be times where, like, I was mentally struggling just because I was so exhausted, and work delayed another 2 hours. And I'd call my dad, dude. It could be 3 in the morning. My dad would answer. He'd be like, "What's up, Michael?" He'd usually say, "What's up, little dog?" Because I call him Big Dog. He'd be like, "What's up, little dog?" I'm like, "Dad, I'm about to lose it, dude. I can't. I just want to call out." And he'd be like, "Michael, you can do it, man. You got this. You can make it through it. When you get to the hotel, just go to sleep it off. It's like it helped because, like, my dad was there. I mean, so was my mom, but, like, my mom, like, she really didn't answer that late at night. My dad always answers. Love my
Right.
mom to death, but my dad always would answer. It's like my dad was my person I could call if I was really like just, oh dude, I don't know what to do. I'm ready to. I'm just ready to quit. My dad won't let me quit. He's always, you're gonna pull your bootstraps up. You're gonna put one foot in front of the other and keep on going. And I can't thank my dad for that enough because I wanted to quit the airline so many times.
Dude, having a support group, that's the main thing. Having somebody in your corner, you know.
100%, dude.
That is a huge thing when it comes to mental health, and I tell Mrs. Beard all the time, like, she's like I said, I don't struggle for mental health, but there's times that I get in my brain, I get in my own head, and she's just like, dude, just like even something as simple as just like a simple touch from her, man, it's just like all like, I mean, we yes, exactly, like. And, you know, sometimes I'll be stressing about something, and she'll be like, "What's up, babe?" And I'll be like, "Nothing." She's like, "Well, something's on your mind because you're not talking." And then we'll, you know, I'll mention it to her or something like that, and she's just like, you know, dude, and this goes for anybody. Find you someone that when you think that you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder, that somebody that you chose will pick up the other side. That way you're only packing half of the weight. Someone
100%.
who will dig down deep and fucking just grind life out with you, because life can be a motherfucker, dude.
It is. You're
And
not wrong, dude.
and I found my forever. You know what I mean? Like she has fucking dug deep for me and with me. So just a little off the spiel thing there.
Dude, I love it, though.
But yeah, it was just something I wanted to say about mental health, man. It's like
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% with you, man. Mental health's huge, and that's something like I still advocate for. You know, I still advocate for mental health because it affected me throughout my life. You know, I had issues, and not issues, like when I say issues, like I had times where I struggled. You know, and
Yeah.
having that support system
Struggling is a
got
part
me
of
through.
life.
It's part of life, dude. You gotta go through the struggles.
But you gotta
Life's not easy.
you gotta use it as a tool to mold you, not a tool to bring you down, you know?
100%. And I think that's something like my dad. That's something my dad would always say. And like my dad, like I say, he's a big advocate for me, and like he's always there, and he's always pushing for that.
Well,
And that's something I cannot respect enough.
Papa.
Love my dad.
Poppy, you know.
So weird, yeah. He like he
Put a boot in his ass. Keep him on a straight and narrow.
100%.
And all right, we want to move on to the next question.
Yeah, let's go for it.
What is the best or worst layover? What is a hidden gem city most people overlook, and which airports do you secretly dread seeing on your schedule?
Bro, I got you. So I'm gonna give you, instead of doing like either or, I'm the worst or best, I'm gonna give you the best. I'm gonna give you the worst.
Oh,
I'm gonna I have to, but I'm gonna have to give you 3 apiece because it's hard because I know every single airport. Best. We're gonna start off with the best. Japan. So Narita. That's my favorite airport. Always will be, no matter what. Also, London. I love that airport. It's always fun to go there. And then domestically, one of my favorite airports. Funny enough, is it's out in oh god, where's the city? It's a little boondock town. It's out in Montana. I can't think of the city name right now, and it just flopped over my head. But it's a great place in Montana. God, where is it? I know if I can see it, but I can't say it. No, not Montana. It's Wyoming, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's a great city. If you haven't been there, you need to go there.
I've not
Dad will
been
even
there.
say it's that. I know you haven't flown, but that's one of my little hidden Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's chef's kiss right there. That's just a bunch of good old country folk out there that don't give a crap.
Don't give a shit about nothing.
They don't. The worst, the garbage. So LaGuardia, New York.
New York.
It just sucks in general. And then Midland, Odessa, Texas. That place can stay burning because all it is just a bunch of oil refineries out there. You see little flames coming up as you're landing. You see little flames coming at the plane. It's great. It sucks landing at night. Oh, there's nothing there, by the way. Yeah. Internationally, the worst airport. I'm gonna have to say probably Barbados. It's Barbados. No, Aruba. Sorry, AUA. AUA. I hate landing there because the runway's shitty. They don't know how to actually, like, you land and it's just like all you see is like a hill.
Is it the ones where it's like super short and you gotta like
Yeah. All your islands ones are always super short. I don't like AUA. That's Aruba. I love Aruba itself. I hate the airport.
Oh, okay.
But like little gyms, man, dude, freaking Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Love that little place. It's great during the
Jackson
wintertime.
Hole, Wyoming.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Yeah, dude. It's a great
Send
place.
it to me in a
JHC is
message. I
airport.
want to check that shit out.
Will. And then I'd say like there's not really like, I mean, internationally, no matter what you guys do, if you ever get the chance, I know it's expensive. Your biggest expense will be the plane ticket. Go to Japan, Narita,
So
Haneda,
I've
whatever you want to
I've
go.
never flown, but
I
when
don't
I
recommend
took
you going there yet.
my new position, they asked me if I would potentially be okay with going to Japan.
Do you want to know how long your flight is?
18 hours?
No, it's 15.
15 hours.
15. So 15 nonstop.
18 hours Australia. That's what it was.
It's 18 to Australia, yes. Which I've flown there too. Don't like it. It's really, really long flight. I don't like long flights.
Well, I know,
like
but if I went, I'd go to see Maddie B.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about Maddie. Oh,
New Zealand, go see my boy.
New Zealand.
Lippy.
Lippy is in New Zealand, ain't he?
Lippy's New Zealand.
See, that's the other thing about streaming, bro. We meet people from all over the world. Dude, I have a friend.
Walks of life, brother.
Dude, I had a friend that I ran with in Nasty's RP. His name's Josh, but he went by oh freak if I can remember his name. I'll think of it sometime throughout this podcast. But me and him, dude, like he's in London. He lives in London, bro. We talk all the time.
I probably run into him. Remember, I used to bounce in and out.
Oh yeah, you probably ran into him because me and him caused the chaos. Us, we didn't care. But anyways, yes, no, that's my hidden gem, dude. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I love that little city.
Oh wow.
And it's now, don't get me wrong, Kentucky's. Oh, I get nothing to say. It's like, bro.
Oh, you talking about Bluegrass Airport?
Nah, I'm talking about. Hold on, let's talk about Louisville. Louisville, Kentucky. Was it Louisville? Because it's
listen. Ho. Stop what you're saying. It's not Louisville. It's Louisville. No, actually, it ain't even Louisville. Louisville. You got to Louisville. Louisville. That's what you got to say. Everything runs together on that Louisville.
That little airport, because you land like it's I don't know, it's weird. Like I remember for that, I think it's the airport that's like close to Ohio or something, and like it's so weird because like I think it's Louisville. I don't remember one of the airports that's near Kentucky and like Ohio or whatever. It's like you land and I want to say it's Ohio. One of the states you land and we would lay over in the other state because there was no hotels at that airport.
It might be. What? No.
I want to say it's not Louisville.
Not Louisville.
Is it Cincinnati? No, it's not Cincinnati.
No, it's not. But it might be. Is it Georgetown?
It might be
because it's about an hour from Cincinnati. But no, because you got.
I'll look it up and I'll have to because I know it and y'all can look up there is an airport. I want to say I could be wrong and I might not be. It's been a minute since it's been over a year since I remember airport codes, but like you would land in one city but there's no like airport or hotels around it, so they drive us 30 minutes or so to like the nearest city to stay in a hotel, and I hated it because I'm like, what am I going to do?
Where it is because it's further north than Georgetown. But you have to drive like 20 or 30 minutes down what they call 25 to get to Georgetown down there where like Hampton, Home Suites and stuff is.
It could have been that, but yeah. So, I mean, you get your little ones, but yeah, that you got to try it. Jackson Hole, private jet. Yeah. I'll have to look it up, bro, because that's going to bug me. I'll look it up and remember, but yeah, it's one of those, it sucks. But like I'm not going to call them rinky dinks. We're going to call it regional airports. They're okay. There's just nothing there, bro. When I have to get off the plane and go down air stairs, which air stairs for everybody is the staircase. Instead of having like a jet bridge that connects and you walk into the airport, air stairs are where you actually have to walk downstairs and go down on the tarmac and walk the tarmac to either a bus or into the airport.
I thought that's what you did anyway.
No, you walk a jet bridge. Stop watching your movies.
Hey. And it's what's crazy is I love airplanes. I love watching stuff on airplanes, like the Airbus and listening to stuff about the Airbus and the fight between
Max 8s.
like Boeing and all of them back in the early '90s when they were out like trying to rush to get the biggest jet out.
Oh yeah.
All the military. I love it, but I've never been on one.
Dude, that's insane.
Is it not?
Yeah, that's kind of
Like,
insane.
dude,
If you
I
like
have-
airplanes that much.
Swear to God, I had 4 Apaches fly over the other day. And then they flew back over the house. And I was just sitting there in the door, and I was like,
Dude, it's like kind of send me off topic here. So speaking of like watching stuff, right? If I hear an airplane or I see an airplane go over, you can ask any of my friends, my parents, I will sit there and pull up the app called Flight Radar and I will look and
and
I'll
his
go,
beard does
"Oh,
it
Mom."
too.
I was like, hey, that's going from Atlanta to, and she's like, Michael, why are you looking? I was like, it's only at 24,000 feet. And Mom's like, Michael, I don't care. And I'm like, I do.
Well, when they come over the house here, son, they ain't 400 or 500 foot over the house. Like,
I don't doubt it.
dude. So when we had 4 Black Hawks come over one day, 4 Black Hawks, and I was like, the house was rattling. I was like, God damn, it's a fucking Black Hawk. Yeah, man. Like as much as I enjoy air travel and watch stuff on it, I just never. I don't like heights. That's what gets me.
If you don't, so that is a big conception that everybody like, I don't like heights, I can't fly. You don't notice you're up. I mean, you notice if you look out the window, but like if you don't look out the window, you really don't notice that you're high up.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just don't look out the window.
I'm just gonna
Get
have
an
to do
aisle
it. I'm just
seat.
gonna have to fucking do it, ain't I?
Yeah, sit in that. So you want seats C or D? That's your aisle seats. I got you. On every plane, no matter
If
what
I
airline
want
you
to
fly.
fucking do it, might as well give me a window seat.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
mean-
just want to sit there and want to look out. Look, if
Well,
you're
I'll
gonna do
close
it,
it down as we're, as we're
What was that? I think it was
leaving,
what we
and I'll
talked-
open it up
so-
when we get up there.
here's a little hidden gem for people. Okay. Speaking of seating, if you're gonna do it, because I know you like, I see you. You like to have a drink, and that'll probably help you ease it. You're gonna sit in the exit row on a plane. That way, you have a window. You can look out the wing, and you can have a drink for free because you get a free drink in the exit row. Why?
Hey, remember that, guys? Free drinks at the exit door. The door?
Row.
Exit row,
It could
guys.
because it could be a window. It can be a door or a window.
Could be
You
a
never know.
door or a window. So if you all fly,
Your exit rows, anything that probably costs a little bit extra, and it says exit row, and it asks you, "Are you willing and able to operate this exit in case of
Yes.
emergency?" You get a free drink on most airlines. Spirit and Frontier do not do it. I learned the hard way.
I'm just
'Cause I
gonna have
asked.
to do it, dude.
Yeah.
I can't have a friend that was a flight attendant and never be more than 300 foot off the ground.
I mean, you really got to get up there. It's nice, you get to see stuff. You just don't fly on a day that it's raining, please.
Well, I mean, I can't control the weather.
You can. You go. I'm not flying today.
You know the thing about it is like looking back on it, and I still probably couldn't do it. But when my uncle took my wife and kids up in his helicopter, he basically, other than beg me, was like, "Come on, get on here," and I just couldn't do it.
I mean, I've seen it all the time. I mean, there are passengers who would sit there and right as they get on the plane, they freak out.
Listen, the 3 most people that I love more than life itself is my wife, my daughter, and my son. When I was on the ground, and my uncle, I knowing that he would not do anything to hurt them, was flying them around, I had cold sweats. I was shaking. I was like, God damn, I don't fucking hear them. If something happened, if I lost my whole fucking family, like everything bad that could go through my fucking mind went through my mind, knowing that I knew Kenny would not put them in any spot to hurt them. And he only flew like 300 or 400 foot, like just enough to get over the top of the hills, let them see the area where they live. And I was like, oh God. Dad's like, I don't. And then my dad, being the support guy he is like, I don't blame you, son. I'd be fucking tore up too. I said, God, damn, man, you ain't helped me out none.
Like I told you, my dad has been on one flight with me, maybe 2. I mean, it was 2 because we had to get back. and we were in first class.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad doesn't like when he don't have control over like steering wheel, somebody else is driving and
Yeah,
stuff. So I
yeah.
don't even
That's
drive
why
my
I don't
dad that
ride
much.
horses. Some bitches
Yeah,
got a
like
mind of their own.
I'll never forget it, dude. We're taking up, and all of a sudden I feel, and I'm like, Dad, you good? He's like, Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just get me up in the air. He's grabbing, death gripping on my arm, and I'm just sitting there trying to watch my movie. Didn't work. So, yeah, no, dude. It's I always have people that are scared.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you this: my saying to people always, no matter if it was like, and we'll talk about it a little bit, if it's turbulence, stuff like that, I have had issues like
mhm.
turbulence and scary stuff and stuff like that. My thing I always tell people, and like they were sitting there, I'm like, look, if I'm not scared, you don't need to be scared. If I'm scared of making faces, you need to make better faces. That was always my motto.
So I listened to. I know you know who Cody Johnson is,
Yep.
and he was talking about it. And he was like, me and my wife were flying. I think they were going to Texas to a rodeo to do the national anthem, and
Mhm.
they dropped like 15,000 feet in a matter of seconds. He's
Rough
like,
turbulence. Yep.
he holds his wife's hand. His wife's over here just praying, and they were like they couldn't figure out what it was. They finally get it figured out, and the plane levels out.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was fucking operator error, and it wasn't nothing to do with the aircraft.
Oh yeah, happens all the time. I
Happens
hate
all the
stuff like
time.
that.
Fucking
So like, see,
normal.
and that's a so that's the problem. Like
It's
with being a
not
flight attendant
normal.
is like you have once you have like your and like I know like there's a question later on. Once you have like that scariest moment, right? Everything else seems minuscule to me. It's like turbulence to me, I love it. I live for it. For people that don't know what turbulence is, like you who've never flown stuff like that, that is when you hit a air pocket in the air and it can either do this and drop you
We're
or
gonna raise you.
just bop you. It just depends on the pocket of air. That
Yeah.
is what that is. And
So
no, to answer your question to people, you cannot see turbulence. It is not a cloud.
you're 30, right?
31. But yes.
31. A thing that really affected me was when I was in fourth grade and I watched 9/11.
Yeah. That so
I
my
watched it on
airline.
TV in fourth grade,
Yeah.
and it stuck with me. And you can ask my wife every year around September. It's just like 9/11 stuff, 9/11 stuff, 9/11 stuff.
So yeah, 9/11. It was actually my airline was part of it. It was American Airlines was part of that. One of our planes did hit the towers. We have a big memorial. I was very fortunate. I got to talk to a flight attendant who knew someone that was on one of the planes. Um, I talked to the flight attendant. The flight attendant, she said that, and it might just like a story that was passed down, but she said that there was a girl. She's 21 years old. It was her going to be her first ever trip, and she called her family, left voicemails to tell them, "Hey, I got my first ever trip. I love you. I'm going to hop on the plane." Because a flight attendant had called out sick, she was sitting standby. And according to the flight attendant, when she was telling me the story, she goes, "That was the girl's first and last ever flight because she was on the plane. She was on one of the planes that hit, and it sucks. So like that hits hard with us. Like a lot of
Mm.
flight attendants, like
Mm-hmm. I
I
bet
wish
it
I still
does,
had it.
dude.
I have they gave us pins on the 20th anniversary. United and American came together and made pins, and it's a 20th anniversary pin with all the planes. You
It's
know, so
awesome.
it's a rough thing. That's very scary,
Awesome.
especially when you're flying to New York.
You know what the thing about it is, like, no matter how much our government pisses me off,
Mhm.
I sit back and I'm like, dude, like, didn't matter. Skin color,
On
religion.
9/12.
On 9/12, that was the most united we have been since my life, 33 years. And
Yeah,
and we're getting to the age of kids now that never seen it. Well,
yeah.
and I don't wish that they would have seen it. I never say that,
No, yeah.
but they don't understand what people went through. And that's one
No,
thing
and
I told
I
Mrs.
agree.
Beard. Like, if there's ever anything, like if comes a time, she's like, "Hey, let's go on vacation. Where do you want to go? I want to go right to New York. And I want to go to the museum, the 9/11 museum."
So, when we're flight attendants, we got in, as long as we showed our badge. I know there's like a one point. Now, granted, this is a long time ago when I was there. I don't know if they still do it, but we could show our badge and they'd allow us in for free. Um, it is very heartbreaking. Every year they put flight West flight attendants on 9/11 would go out there every year, and we would hold a memorial for them. Every year they do it still. We all go out in our uniforms, and we support everybody out there.
So I got a buddy. He actually went kind of like me. He's just like, I love history. Like,
yeah, 100%.
I love history, and he went up there and he was like, when they walked down there and they have this big commemorative wall, he said I couldn't show no pictures because there's parts in there that you can't film or take pictures. He said and this guy was just bawling his eyes out, and he was like, kind of like stood to the back and just listened. He was like, this was 2020, so 19 years. And he said that guy was sitting there and he was like, this is the first time that I've been down here. He was a NYPD. His dad had actually got killed in the tower. And it took him 19 years, and he actually followed in his dad's footsteps to actually go in there and see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was like, he said, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I started crying because I know how that affected him.
It's hard, dude. It's hard, especially like it's hard because, like, you know, those are things that we have to learn about in training and stuff. You have to learn about terroristic threats, things of that nature, and it's hard, bro. It's one of the hardest things. I cried every time. So we have like reoccurrent training that we have to go to every year, and every year we have to go through that same course of learning about it, and it sucks because you need to know about it, but it's also hard to learn about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. It burns and it's hard, but you know, it's cool to meet the, you know, I mean, 9/11. You will see a lot of flight attendants will call out sick on 9/11 and won't fly. And it's not because we don't want to take passengers to places. It's just hard on a lot of flight attendants. A lot of your older flight attendants, like American, kind of like small little snippet here. American used to have the oldest flying flight attendant. Her name was Betty Nash. She was 88 years old. Or no, excuse me, 84 years old. Excuse me. She's 84 when she passed away. She died of breast cancer. Sweet lady. I flew with her once. But you know, her and a couple other ladies who have been there since 1958, 1964. They've been through it. They've seen it. Pilots have to be retired by the age of 70. Flight attendants don't have retirement age, forcefully. So keep that in
That's
mind.
insane.
That sucks. So, but anyways, like, you know, it's the 9/11 was hard, dude. Like, that's just a day. Like, I if I could, I wouldn't fly. There were times where I'd have to. I didn't have a choice, but it's just as scary. You never know what happened.
That day's just burnt into your skull.
That day's just burnt, and it's because, like you said, our generation and stuff and generations forth, it's hard on us. We witnessed it. We saw it on TV. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
All right, Bubby. Moving on to the next question. The safety professional.
Yeah.
Most passengers you see as a server, but you are primarily a safety officer. What is one safety protocol people take for granted that actually very critical?
Leave your damn luggage on the plane. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. God bless America, dude. That is one thing that pisses me off. I go through a safety demo, right? I don't care if you're watching me or not. Most of the time, I know many people see TikToks. I never had myself filmed, but thank God, or that I know of. I would make jokes as I'm doing it to make sure you're watching me and you're laughing with me, but I'm still going to show you every single safety precaution. When I put like those little life vests on, you got to tighten it up. I pretend like I couldn't breathe. But that's just because there's some skinny girls and guys on there. I'm fat. I really couldn't breathe because they tied a knot. Things like that. But I'm just fat. It sucked. It made me realize, dang, I'm fat. But either which, besides that point, right? If the plane goes into an emergency landing, meaning I declare emergency and I tell everybody brace for impact, brace for impact, brace for impact, that is me telling you we're going down for something. It could be minor, it could be major. You never know. You hear it all the time. If we land on the run, we just had one recently. It was Air Canada. Everybody's seen it. It ran into a fire truck at LaGuardia, excuse me. It ran into a fire truck. Okay. If you watch the video of people coming off filming, they're carrying their luggage. Stop. Your luggage can burn to the freaking ground for all I care. That's how people die because you carry your luggage and your luggage can pop the slide. So I know when y'all, like, I know you threw up a video where you saw me jump off and go on a slide, right?
Yeah.
That's what comes out the door. You think you have luggage
You
and it
can't
tears
just
a
slide
hole?
down. You have to jump out, right? Because
You
you
have
could
to
hit
jump
your
out,
head
yeah,
on
because
the
you can hit your
edge.
head.
Okay.
You want to jump out a little bit and then slide. And that's how we say jump and slide, jump and slide. It's telling you to jump. You have luggage and you tear a hole. Guess what? Now we have people only having to go to one door over here or one door over here. What if this exit's blocked because of a fire? You have people burning and dying because you decide you want to take your luggage off and your Louis Vuitton bag was worth more than someone's life. So if there's one thing I can ever say in any flight attendant will tell you, leave your damn luggage on the plane. Get off the plane as quickly as you can. Don't worry about your luggage. I don't care if it's your favorite backpack. Leave it. A
It's
life
okay.
is more than luggage, dude. And that's the biggest safety issue that we've always had is when something happens, people want to take their luggage with them. And I'm like, bro, leave your luggage. Stop trying to reach up for your luggage. I kid you not. There were people like I've never had an emergency thing, but there were people like I've heard, and they would like people would bop them. They'd bop them with like our little stick that we because we're short to close the bins. Bop their hands and tell them to keep moving. So that's safety wise, dude.
What makes you think? Not you, but
Yeah,
in general. Let me get my shit off here.
it's not like we just parked at the gate, bro. The engine could be on fire, and you're over here. Oh my god, girl, I got my bag.
Louis Vuitton.
Lewis, do and the other thing, do not shoot a TikTok when you're like, oh my god, jumping. No, get off the plane,
You
please.
got time to fuck with you.
It's like those seconds matter, dude. We need to. So we are technically supposed to deplane a plane in an emergency situation like that within 90 seconds. The Hudson River, it was deplaned in less. It was deplaned, I think, in 92 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the one that landed in the Hudson?
Sully, yeah, Sully. I actually got to meet the number one flight attendant, which I can tell you what it. To preface for you guys, you have a number one, a number two, a number three, and a number four, and I'll explain a little bit later because I know there's a question about it. Those are the flight attendants you have, but the number one is usually the person up in the front.
Okay.
Number two is in the back. 3 and 4 are what we call princess positions because you just help out in the middle. Kind of like a gist of it. But 90 seconds. If someone's carrying a bag and they're like, oh my God, that's 3 seconds gone there for you saying, oh my gosh. You know what I mean?
That's a lot.
So
100, would you say 160 people in 90 seconds?
160 people if it's domestic, yeah. In 90 seconds.
So, my question to you, can you use a bathroom break?
Yeah.
Okay, I can too. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. And one thing I wanted to say was if you all are liking the video, please don't forget to throw a big thumbs up on the video. Reactions mean a lot. Over here on Facebook, it means it pushes us out further. After this, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be able to have this video edited and put up on YouTube. If y'all want to see it, it's the Beardcast on YouTube. The name's actually changed now. I did get the rights to the Beardcast. Spotify, Amazon Music, and also on Pandora. Just look up the Beardcast. Be sure to hit that follow button on wherever you catch your podcast at. That way I know that you're watching and you're actually enjoying the content. But we'll get right back into the podcast. Oh, there he is. Did you just change shirts?
No.
Oh, I thought you had a white shirt on with a blue undershirt.
No, dude, it's been a white shirt under the blue. It looks white because of the light, okay? Calm down.
Oh, maybe. All right. I really had to pee, and I was holding it, and I was like...
Oh, dude, I was so glad when you said it. I was like, thank God I can go.
Oh, man. All right. Ready for next question, bro?
Oh, let's do it.
The invisible work. What happens in the gallery or the cabin while the passengers are sleeping or watching movies that no one realizes?
We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but we're constantly doing safety checks on you. That's what we do. We just walk around, check on you. If you're in first class, if you're on a domestic flight in first class, you're getting food. So we're cooking food. Like we cook food.
You all have to cook it too?
Yeah, dude. So we have an oven. If you want to call that cooking, I just put it in there. Pre-COVID, we did cookies. We baked cookies. That was always fun. I burn them.
You burnt cookies?
Dude, yeah, I'm not a cook. Well, I mean, I can, but like, it's not me. 30,000 feet in the air, bro. But so you have like ovens up there, bro. So like, we're cooking food and we're setting out trays and making sure that stuff looks nice. And like, when I come to you're in first class, bro. Our motto is we had to address you by your name, so it kind of make you feel more important.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it was great. So I'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Beard, I see here you got the grilled chicken. With the is everything okay on that? Yeah, okay, cool. And I'll go back. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals. All right, cool. Pop them in. You ordered the chorizo omelet. Disgusting food. All right, cool. I got you down for it. Mm.
So is it just something you throw in like the microwave, or do you actually have to cook it on like the stove?
No, like it's just a little oven. So the meals are already like semi pre-cooked, and then we just throw them in the oven to heat them up.
MREs, you're getting MREs on the plane, boys.
That's exactly what you're getting. Um, yeah, I don't trust that food, but that's for another subject. I don't, dude. I don't trust that food on there. I ate it enough that I learned my lessons.
I bet there's some shit that's not that good.
I've ate everything that used to be on the menus of American Airlines, and I can tell you there's a lot of things that are not that good,
Oh,
especially eggs.
Eggs, probably carton eggs, ain't it? Like
Unedible eggs is what it was.
they poured out like
so
a milk carton, and
probably so.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly. But no, I mean it's like, there's safety things that are always happening. What y'all don't notice is pilots doing bathroom breaks. Um, you know, you'll see a flight attendant actually go up in the cockpit and stuff. It's just protocols that they have to do. Um, you'll see him like swap out and everybody's like, "Oh, did you get to go up there?" Yeah, I went up there and talked to him and said hey to him. It's kind of fun, we get to see stuff. So there's things like that when you're sleeping, we're making sure, how far we are out, because when we get about roughly about hour to 45 minutes out, most of the time we're sitting there going, all right, we're going to cut the lights bright, piss everybody off and tell them to wake up, throw their seats up into their upright position and put your seatbelts on because it takes about 30 minutes to land. So that's kind of like things that people don't notice that we do while you're sleeping or snoring or doing other inappropriate things.
Which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody must have watched that intro.
yeah.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so I mean, like that's like kind of the safety things that y'all don't notice is what we're doing. Just always checking on people, make sure stuff's done right, everything's prepared.
Oh yeah. I mean, you never know. Like, I'm sure that leads us to the flight emergencies. You're checking on people. I'm sure that you've been to the point to where you probably had people have fucking diabetic fits and
there's four things in life. Four things as a flight attendant. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's four things
no, you didn't. Right? You're fine.
There's four things in flight attendant that you like if you want to call them the four bigs. Death, birth, prisoner. There's one other thing. I don't remember what it was. It's an emergency thing. I don't remember what it was, but it's like there's the four big. Most flight attendants don't have any of them if they might have one or two of them, right? Okay. But for the most part, you really don't have those. Those are the four big gifts. I have two of those. So yeah, it's I have death and I have prisoner. I've had a prisoner on my plane. I've had a death on my plane.
Damn.
She was old. I hate saying it like that. Let me rephrase that. She knew she was passing. She had just got to see her family for a family reunion. Her son was sitting beside her. She was not. The doctor had cleared her in good health to come, but she did have. So this is the hard part. Is even though someone has a do not resuscitate card on them, correct?
Okay.
I am not a doctor. That does not. I can't go by that. I have to try.
You have to try
for my job. Mm-hmm. So it sucks, but she had passed away. I asked the son if we needed to move her, like if I can move people and I'll move her back. He goes, no, is she okay here? I was like, yeah. He's like, can I just get a blanket? Most of the time we don't really have blankets, but at the time we did.
Hang on a second.
Gave her a blanket and covered her up.
Hang on.
And we had to make an emergency landing.
So she passes away.
Yep.
They asked for a blanket to leave her where she's at.
So let me kind of preface this. She passes away. We go ahead and make an emergency call. Okay. We're telling the captain, hey, we have somebody that they're unresponsive right now. We at this time cannot call time of death. We're not medical professionals. Right. We then will ask, is there a medical professional on board? It's like you see in the movies. Is there a medical professional on board? We do that. And they'll come and we'll be resuscitating until the medical professional gets there and they can kind of diagnose. But we also have a doctor on demand, so we're actually talking to a doctor via our work phones.
So you
We're
can
talking
give
to
them
the
a
doctor as
time that
well.
they were unresponsive, so they have a
Hey,
legitimate time of
yeah,
death.
and they can kind of like tell us do this, do that. But there's a time that they might cut it at this point in time. We told them that they had DNR, and then the medical professional on board said she had DNR. He can make that call to not do it anymore because it could damage per se. So she passes away, and instead of moving her, like we put her back in her suit, she was on the inside, and so her son sat close to her, and they just kind of put a blanket over her per se. I don't know how to explain it like that.
Is there?
But like that's the scary part.
I know this is going to be stupid, and it's going to sound dumb
No.
as fuck. Is there a place you put people if they pass away on the plane?
No, there's not a morgue or anything. No.
I mean, I know there's not a morgue, but it's like, let me take her and put her into.
I mean, if it's somebody that doesn't have family or something, I mean, we'll put them in the back row. I guess is kind of like what we're taught. I'm not really 100% like this one was my first one, and I was freaking out. So I just remember her passing away. Like it was a lot. But like you call the captain, and the captain knows about it. So like right as we know someone's not like a medical emergency is happening, the captain is looking for the nearest airport that we can land.
Right.
And so like within 30 minutes we're going to be on the ground per se. And then they come on, and the ambulance people come on, they take her off, and that's all that happened. So that I had experienced that, and like it was not my. It was it was a hard thing. Like it sticks with you.
Oh, 100%.
She passed
I
away,
guarantee,
and like the only reason that we knew is because we were going through doing a security check, and the son had actually told one of the flights. I was up in the front, so I'm not back here with all this. I'm in the front, and one of the sons had told him, like, hey, I believe my mother's passed away. What? So, yeah, that happened early on in my career. Yeah, it happened early on in my career, and then I had a prisoner. So that's the other big safety thing.
Oh,
Prisoners are kind of wild. But now those I can't talk about that. But there is protocols for prisoners.
Okay.
But you will never know that a prisoner is on a plane. For the most part, you'll never know.
What? I guess I could see why, but that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Are there code words flight attendants use to communicate about passengers or situations without alerting the cabin? Turns right into that next one. And remember, if it's confidential, don't have to.
No, yeah.
Because
is there code words?
So the thing about it is
No.
like if you're saying, like, you can say yes, there's a code word for this, but don't.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously people who are going to hear this that fly, and they're going to be listening for that code word. So be sure that
is there 100%. Is there code words per se? No, there's not really code words. I mean, there is a code a code word for if someone does pass or like a medical emergency. Sure, you'll hear a code word for that. Which I can't give out.
Yeah.
It's there, and there's also code dings. There's certain dings mean certain things. But again, confidential on that stuff. Can't give it out. But like there's certain dings that mean stuff. You will never know as a passenger what that ding means, and we'll never let you know that there's something unless you hear us. And like I said, when a medical emergency happened, you'll hear us come over and ask for a professional with a medical license. You'll
know
hear
where
us.
That's going.
That's how you'll know if something's really happening. But for the most part, you're never gonna know because we're never gonna tell you because we're always on. We have like intercom, like our interphones, and we can talk to each other. Us and the pilots all talk to each other. We have curtains that we can pull. You'll never notice that we're talking about something.
Right.
We're really secretive about that.
And I get it because I mean, like you said, you're 35,000 feet above.
And no one needs to know what's happening if say we had a gear failure or something like that. No one needs to know until we're getting closer to the ground.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, like to answer your question in totality, is there code words? Yes. And is there certain things? There are certain dings that mean stuff to us? Yes. Other than that, that's all I really can tell you.
Good deal. Good deal. I like the way you. Okay. What is one thing passengers do with good intentions that actually make your job harder as a flight attendant? Human connection, or that one.
it's hard to say like that there's not like people have the good intentions of like, coming on and, like, we're coming through and we're handing it's not even a good intention. Like, I don't know if there's anything that passengers do. Like, I can really recall or anything with the good intentions. Like, there might be something, but like, it's hard to say because like they might come on with good. Here's one. Okay. They will come on and try and bribe us, like with good intentions, give us candy and stuff, with knowing they're trying to get something out of it. So they're trying to bribe us to either get them first class or that. So they're coming on with good intentions to give us something, but it will irritate the snot out of us if they go, here's this, and I'm in this seat. Don't hand me something and tell me you're in this seat. Cause that you're it gets annoying. Like I appreciate the gifts. I do.
Hey, listen, give me 3 bottles
I
of
will
whiskey.
ask you.
I'll slide you this 100.
So my whole thing is again, good intentions. You tell me if I ask you, hey, what seat are you sitting in? I will let the crew know. That way, if you get alcohol, I don't charge you, maybe. Or, if I do have an open seat and there's nobody on the list, I give it to you. Things like that, right?
Yeah.
But don't sit here and push it and then tell me. That will make me mad.
I get
Also,
it.
don't pinch my butt. God bless you. Tell me you have trash. Sorry, I know it's not like the question, but like that's the most irritating thing as a flight attendant.
What
You
if
pinch my butt.
I mean, I'm sure you got a big donk.
I still don't want touched.
Don't touch a flight attendant's ass.
No, please.
Don't do it. It ain't worth it.
You ever heard of this is my no square? Don't touch me there, dude. Like,
it's no donk.
gosh, that is like, oh.
Oh, I could see that. It'd be a
Such an
fucking
irritating thing.
wah. Sound like
Bro,
Shaggy
like,
over just
they
fucking
pinch
throwing
you.
Judies.
Bro, they pinch you. You turn around like, touch me again. Like, you want to square up with them knowing you're in a tube.
Step out on the fucking tarmac, catch a fade. Oh, Lord. Human connection. In such a fast-paced environment, have you ever had a 5-minute conversation with a passenger that actually changed your perspective on something?
100%, dude. Yeah, 100%.
Let's hear it.
A lot
this
of
is
passengers.
all you. I'm not going to say anything. You're going to have the whole floor.
I got you, man. Hunter, I've had a couple passengers. I've had celebrities that actually opened my eyes. I had Shamar Moore on my flight. I don't address him. I'll address him by whatever name I see. It cannot be his. It can be. I think that's his government name. I don't remember, but like I won't. If I know there's a celebrity, I don't address them, right? But like I've had really good connections with celebrities because they just want to be a natural human being, and they're like, you always get all this limelight. Everybody's like, oh my god. No, they just want to be left alone. I think like that kind of relates back to me as like a person. Like you see a flight attendant in the what do you call it? You see a flight attendant out in like the terminal. Don't come at me and ask me all these questions, dude. I don't. I might not. I might be off. And like that was his thing. Is like I'm not always out there to the public, even though I'm always in the public eye. So I've had that. I met a judge, Midland, Odessa, Texas, little airport. But I've had a judge, and being a criminal justice major, she actually invited me out to lunch. And I got to go to lunch. And then her driver took me to her court and I got to watch a court case. It's a small town court, got to watch a court case, because it's public knowledge.
Awesome.
So, it was cool because it's stuff like that. And like, I kind of got to talk to her and ask her, like, how did her life start? And I think she was one of the most meaningful ones because she told me, don't ever give up on my dream. And I know it's like the cliche thing for people to be like the way she talked, like me and her were talking, like I had finished up, that was the number one. So I'm up in the front. And I was sitting up in the front and I was like, just got done serving her. She's the only one. We're going to Midland, Odessa. I told you it's the place I didn't like. It technically is a place I don't like. But it's the one out in Texas and it's in the middle of boomtown nowhere. But she was the only one in first class. 3 flight attendants are in the back doing their thing. Hey, y'all need help? No? Okay, cool. I'm gonna kind of just take a break, type do thing. So I actually sat down beside her and had a genuine conversation with her. So it was nice, and it was great.
So you said you had connections. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Far stretch word there, buddy. Um, no, but she, like I said, it was nice. I kept up with her for about a year and a half, like, because I did that route a lot, and she flew from Dallas to
Hmm.
Midland a lot, so like
Okay.
I saw her all the time. So it
So
was like she knew me.
so I used to work for this place. I'm not giving out any names, no
Yeah.
personal information, but so if this place that I was working at had high value people,
Hmm.
I'll say that. Dave Batista.
Yep.
Um, and the thing is, like, I know, like, well, I used to know. I don't know if I still do or not. I do know their personal name, John
Yes.
Cena.
Yeah. Like, do they fly under
Um,
aliases?
Adam Dunn. Do you remember
Hmm.
Adam Dunn? He used to
Oh
play
yeah.
for the Reds. So all these people I had to service, but once that came in and I was able to clarify that that person was them, once I got their sign-in information, at that point, then they go to someone who is like leaps and bounds of where I was, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't deal with high value people.
Yeah.
They called them something else, but I ain't giving all that information out. But it was cool because it was like, what? I'm making $10 an hour and I'm talking to Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so with that, once you get their information and the confirmation that that's them, you see everything. Right? So this is on the backside of stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
let me go ahead and ship you over to this person.
That's the thing. I mean, like, we had, it's no secret. So when I tell you all this, it's no secret. But if you ever want to fly with celebrities or you want to go meet celebrities, go to Burbank Airport in California. They don't fly out of LA, they fly out of Burbank because Burbank's on the other side of the mountain. It's a smaller airport. So a lot of the celebrities fly out of Burbank. It's not a secret. Everybody know. I mean, most people should know it. Like that chase celebrities.
I didn't know it.
Yeah. But so I was gonna tell you, like, there are celebrities that fly under a different name. Like, they do have the right to fly under an alias, and that's so they don't get noticed.
Right.
I had one of my best friends. He had Ariana Grande on his flight. That was a trip because she had her hood up, and he goes, "Dude, I know it's her because her name, but as a flight attendant, we respect professions.
Right.
I'm not going to go up there and ask you for your autograph or a photo. Now,
Psst,
if respectively, sometimes it happens. Like, I have Shooter McGavin. I had Shooter McGavin. I had a photo with him. He's a drunk, horrible drunk, but he's cool because he did the little finger thing to me, and I was like, yeah, like, I get it. You played on Happy Gilmore. Congratulations, bro. Like, it's all I know you from. And it's not like a diss to him, but like, I mean, like most celebrities, I treat them like just like normal passengers, bro.
You have
I'm not
to,
gonna
dude,
treat you. I'm not.
because so
I want
if
you
they're
to feel
trying to
normal.
maintain they're trying to hide, and you start
Yeah.
treating them different, people are going to start.
Well, the thing is like, and it's like, I know who was it. There was like there was a, I don't remember what his name. It was a movie star. He is sitting in the aisle seat, which means in first class, this means there's gonna be another person. Most of my celebrities, we'd call them concierge key members. It's the highest status you get with like the airline for American.
Okay.
They come on last because usually they're in first class, and we're always told to save space for them. But they come on last. They just come on with a hood up.
They sit down where they're supposed to sit down. They don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, and so there's sometimes where like somebody would get up and go, "Hey, can I use the restroom?" Like, this person on the inside, and they go, "Oh." And there was a time where this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you one thing, sir. I'm gonna tell you one thing. That is a normal human being. You are not gonna sit there and fanboy or fangirl right now for me. Treat them with respect. Maybe it'll get you further than not treating them with respect and like trying to call them out, and then everybody on the plane knows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, and that's something I can't stress enough. People, like, if you go fly in Burbank, don't call out a freaking famous person. If they want to be called out, they'll let you know.
I can only imagine what that's like because, look, it's only happened like 3 times to me. But I went to the dentist. And that guy goes, I'm walking by this guy, and he's like, Mr. Beard? And I just kept walking. He's like, Beard. And I turned around, and I was like, Because I was like, well, maybe if I don't, they don't want to think it's me. It's only happened 3 times to me. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what it's like 3,000 times a day. And then he wanted to be like, dude, like I watch all your stuff. I watch you on TikTok and so on and so forth. And I was like, yeah. And then like my wife and stuff is sitting out here in the car, and I'm just like, and I get in, she's like, who's that? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
That's my thing. You know, I mean, like it's one of those respect things, man. You have to have the respect for people.
And the thing is like around here, I don't promote my stuff.
Yep.
And so not a lot of, just people know me by me. You know, and the way that my community was, it was stretched out all over the US. So it's like if I did run into somebody, it would be 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. That's the thing. I mean, like, so I will say, like, kind of like when I was streaming, that was one of my biggest things was being a flight attendant. When I had I did my first giveaway with my T-shirts that I used to have. I actually flew my T-shirts. And I actually flown my T-shirts. I used to fly out and personally meeting people, and I'd deliver the T-shirts to them. I'd use my benefits to go.
Hell yeah,
it's fun. But yeah, dude, it's celebrity. Yeah, so safety things, it's wild.
Could you imagine going out and sitting down with your wife and your kids and just trying to have a dinner and somebody come up to you
and someone comes and ruins it?
What? You know, I'm at the fucking dentist. I go to the same dentist you do. Let that sink in.
Remember, I'm a human being. Leave me the hell alone right now, please. No, like it is what it is.
But jet lag. I've always heard about jet lag. Obviously, I've never had it. But you know, what is your secret to beating jet lag if it's a thing?
Stay awake.
So if you fall,
so basically, you need to stay on the same time zone that you leave. It is more easier said than done, especially going to like Japan and places like that could be 12 to 14 hours ahead of you on time. Okay, that's kind of hard. But like when I flew to London, London was 6 hours ahead. Depending on where I was, could be 6 or 7. They're so many hours ahead. So what I do when I get to London is most of the time your overseas flights, you leave at night and you arrive in the morning. So I'm arriving at like 9 or 10 in the morning, right? Okay. Instead of going to take a nap or go, do something like that, I force myself to stay awake until it's time to go to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock that night, right? That is so I don't get jet lag. If I take a nap, I'm screwed because I won't sleep through the night because then my body will think, oh, it's,
so it's like coming home from work and taking a 2-hour nap and then trying to go to sleep on normal time.
Yeah. You want to try to keep your body as closely to your normal routine as you can. That's the easiest way I could say to like beat jet lag. If you can't do that, then just trust me, it's gonna suck because jet lag is awful.
Well, which is weird that you say that because I had class this week, and we had some guys we had a guy from Long Beach, and we had a guy from Alabama, which Alabama's only hour, I think.
Hour behind you, yeah.
And so his wasn't too bad, but the guy came in from Long Island. He was sitting there, and he was like, what time is it? Because he was like, I didn't sleep with the fuck last night. Which makes sense now that you say that, because he was
you have to play the game. Like if you go to New Zealand to meet Lippy, that's a whole day ahead, bro.
Oh, I know.
Good luck. You're going to be jet lagged. It's going to suck.
Unless I nap really hard before I get on the flight.
Well, no. So that's what I was going to say. The other option is if you get first class, going overseas first class, you have lay down flat beds. So you lay down and go to sleep.
Oh, so you ain't got no other choice.
No, it's a regular seat, but like you can lay it down and go to sleep. Dude, go to sleep on the plane. That way when you get there, you're well rested and you feel like you're still in the same time zone that you left.
So it's the jet lag is more domestic.
Yeah. No, jet lag is more international, not domestic.
Oh, okay.
Domestically, I mean, LA's 4 hours behind, or Cali's 4 hours behind. So if you're on the East Coast to go to West Coast, at max you're 3 to 4 hours. Well, it depends on the time of the year. So sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4.
Oh, really?
On time of the year. Yeah, because
I wish they would get away from this fucking daylight saving shit.
Yeah, it sucks. Imagine being a flight attendant.
Oh, I bet. I didn't think about that. I bet.
I mean, imagine going to like, so you know how like we're about to have Mother's Day or whatever, right? I think that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mother's Day in the UK is like in June. You know how hard it is, and they're like, "Oh, Happy Mother's Day, bro." That was back in May. Apparently, y'all don't celebrate Mother's Day on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know that? Now you do.
You do. Okay. Does dressing nice or being extra polite actually still result in a first class seat, or is it a relic of the past?
That is a relic of the past. That is a relic of the past.
Only because let me guess before you say this. You told me earlier you had you have a manifest.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know where everybody's at.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one big reason why?
Yes and no. I have a manifest. Everybody has to be in their original seats until I get the all clear from the gate agent, meaning no one else is getting upgraded, things of that nature. But with that being said, that is to a certain extent. Once the gate agent gives me the all clear that, all our passengers are on board, the gate's closed upstairs, and say I have a first class seat open and I don't have anybody that was on the upgrade list, maybe I might come back and get somebody that, you know, said hey to me or, whatever. I might come back and get you. It is very rare. And I'm just really going to say it's a relic nowadays. Same
Well,
thing with
you
giving us candy.
said
it's a
it being
relic.
nice, even saying hey would goes a lot
It goes
further.
a long way. Yeah, it goes a long way. Like, but it's very rare to, with the many people that have upgrade lists now, it's very rare. So, like, say somebody doesn't show up for the first class seat they bought, right? They're gonna go to the upgrade list and go, okay, this person's an executive platinum with us. We're gonna give them an upgrade. Now they take that seat. So the gate agent will sort it out before we can even have a chance. Because that's the gate agent's job to do that.
So it's one of those things like, if you're really nice to me, I might be able to help you out once we level out.
Yeah, not even level out. Once I close the door, I might pull you up. I mean, it's like for me, it was more like if people are nice to me and I was working like main cabin, which is like the not first class part. If I had an extra row seat open and I see like you're a 6'9" guy, I'm gonna come back to you and be like, hey, bro, you want to sit up here with extra leg room? Come on.
And they were probably like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you only have like 6 inches in between seats. It sucks. I'm 5'7", bro. Still crappy for me. You're really gonna struggle. I know you're taller than me.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Get the exit row.
It's gonna suck.
So yeah, no.
So here's the famous question of all. Don't drink the water. Avoid the coffee and avoid the tea on the planes. What's his question, dude? I mean, why is that? Every time I was looking for questions to ask a flight attendant, why is my number one question, which is why I've fucking prolonged this question. Why does it say don't drink the water, coffee, or tea? Talk to me.
You don't know when the last time them water lines are cleaned. And let me tell you, there's some bacteria infested looking water lines is all I'm gonna say. And that's not just for my airline, that's for every single airline, man. Them water lines are not maintained well. It's just the planes get used and abused, bro. They're not maintained well. Do they flush them and stuff? Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, it's hot water, it burns it out. I don't care how hot that water is. Do you know how many times that we changed the actual coffee pot? No, because it's been in there since 1990s. It's just
Oh God.
never drink the coffee, water, or tea on there. Like you can drink bottled water, it's fine.
So that's
but
not
hot
an
water and stuff, don't do
internet
that.
legend, guys.
No,
Don't
that is not
fucking
internet.
drink
That is
the water, the coffee. Get the orange juice.
You will get the shits.
Get the
I'll just put it that way.
shits. The crippling
You will-
shits.
Yep. Don't eat salads either. Don't eat salads on planes.
Hey, come on.
Let's just say I was told from a captain when the planes go to COVID, they left food on those planes that set out in Roswell, New Mexico, where we call it the plane yard. When he went to go get the planes, after they've been sitting there in the hot, weltering sun for 6 months, tell me why the lettuce never wilted.
It never wilted.
It looked green as could be, buddy.
That
And the refrigeration
that
is
lettuce
shut
has
off.
got to come from fucking Iowa.
let's just put it this way: there are some things that have to be sprayed on them trays to keep them looking great because we don't serve them. Because like we might get trays in Dallas for the flight 2 flights later. They're sitting in refrigeration. Don't get me wrong. I've seen how the food's been made. I went to the catering facilities. I don't eat plain food anymore either. So don't drink the water, and you can eat some plain food.
So there's a pesticide, and the only reason why I know this is because I watch Joe Rogan religiously.
Yeah.
But this guy that's running for governor in Iowa, I think is what it is. Their pesticide is like one of the leading causes of cancer, and Iowa has more annual cases of cancer than any other state in the U.S. So they're petitioning to try to get this. Don't ask me what the name of it is. I'd have to look it up. Trying to get this herbicide or pesticide taken off the market. Shitty part about it is Trump just signed a fucking deal or a bill that says that any of those people that were pushing that, they're immune from being.
From Russia, yeah. They have immunity.
Yeah. Pure immunity.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not like I don't.
That's why I said it came from Iowa.
I just know they spray like I know sometimes they spray stuff on food, and like it's to keep it's to preserve the food, right? But anybody can ask this question. It's not a secret. You can go look. You can go tour stuff. The thing is, why does the food look so fresh when I serve it to you? That food sits like it comes from the catering. It goes on a truck. The truck then drives around, the refrigerated truck drives around, drops it off. I might not serve this food until the next day. Yeah, I could be going to a city and laying over. Like I'm just gonna say, I could be coming to how you say it, Louisville, whatever you say,
Louisville.
whatever. Yeah, okay, that place. So I could be coming there, and I can need breakfast. They need breakfast in the morning, and they're going somewhere else, right? And that certain mileage, you get actual food instead of like peanuts and stuff. You literally have to just leave that food overnight. And yes, it's hooked up to the air hose and everything, and the refrigerators are running. I still don't.
Have you seen the video on YouTube where the guy gets like McDonald's?
Yeah, and he just sits there and lets it.
It looks the same.
So I'm saying it's like that's not like it's really bad. Like I don't eat airplane food anymore. I very rarely will eat it, unless it's something coming from a box. I very rarely eat it.
So I don't really look at my chat when we're doing these podcasts, but I'm planning on having a trucker on here before too long, and they actually just said maybe 2 to 5, maybe 10 days before it gets to your catering.
It's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's like it just depends. It depends on where it's at. He's not wrong because like
what the fuck, Dallas, dude? We're serving that. This is okay.
So in Dallas, American has their own catering facility. Other places, people have flown. You'll see they'll say LSG Sky Chef, right? He's not wrong. That food comes to them. They just put it on the trays, and then it gets sent out. That food can be pre-cooked. You don't know how long it's been sitting. You don't know.
Oh man.
So yeah. Don't drink the coffee. Don't drink the water that's hot, and don't drink tea because you will have the shits. Also, don't eat the food. I mean, you can eat the food.
Don't eat salads.
Just beware.
That's insane.
Yeah, it sucks. I learned the hard way. So, experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing I've never been on a flight.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can you live on alcohol what time you're on the plane? At least I don't want no salad dressing. Pour me some fucking pure vodka on that salad.
I'll take that Tito's.
Yes. All right. I've heard flight attendants training is essentially a mini boot camp.
Yeah, it is.
What's the hardest part of getting your wings? And you kind of hit on this in the intro.
Yeah, I kind of hit on my intro, but I mean, I'll revert back some of it. Like, it's stunning, dude. At that point, I'd been out of college for 2-3 years. So I hadn't really been studying, and like you have to. There's people that are 60 years old in there with me. Nothing against age people, right? Just saying, we're studying for planes, and you have to know like I don't know the exact anymore, but like let's just say the fire extinguisher is over seat 24 ED or DEF, right? That's on this side of the plane, or this is on, like, you have to remember where that is, and it'll ask you, is it on DEF 24, or is it on 23 DEF, or is it on uh it's hard to remember, bro.
So you got to remember all this stuff. So
And at crunch
physically,
time.
yes. So physically, what obviously you show me the videos of you having to jump out onto
Yeah.
the slide, and is there like physical requirements to being a flight
Yeah,
attendant?
you have to be able to lift is it 45 pounds? It's 45 pounds. Yeah. So the doors, we open and close those doors. They're 45 to 50 pounds depending on the door. The overwing exit, if you actually, next time you know people are on a flight, read the little sign up above. It'll tell you how much it weighs. I think it's 45 pounds is how much but you have to pop it, pull it, and then bring it in. And it's like 45 pounds of weight, just dead weight. It's metal. Just bring it in. Don't ask me how you're not technically allowed to throw if you have to open the overwing exit door. Like, it's not a door, it's a window seal thing.
Okay.
But it's enough for you to crawl out. You're not allowed to throw it out because they say it'll damage the plane, even though it's already in the water. But it is what it is. You're not allowed to damage the plane anymore.
Yeah. Don't fuck it up no more than it already is.
So I mean,
bud.
you have to be able to lift, like, I think it's between like 45 and 50 something pounds, give or take. So like in training, that was one of the biggest things. A lot of people, like, it's hard on them because like it's a struggle pulling that door in and out. There's constantly having to do the commands with it. It can be a struggle, but it's the bending and bending up and down and stuff. You got to check down, you have to get up, and it can be rough physically on you. So yeah, if there's physicality to it, there's still mentally, but there's a lot of physical to it too. Oh, you don't need to know how to swim. I'll tell you that.
What?
You don't have to know how to swim to be a flight attendant. It's a big thing I forgot about. Like, that's part of training. You don't have to know how to swim. Like, you saw, like, I think I sent you, I don't remember if you posted it or not, but there's a photo of me and my classmates where we spell out our number of class or whatever, and there's a life raft.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's actually the life raft that you get in with 60 other people. Let me tell you, it's not fun. It sucks. But one of our days is in the water. And you don't have to know how to swim. You just have to know how to pull the cord that feels like you're choking yourself when the life vest inflates.
Which is, have you seen the video going around TikTok of that guy? He pulls that and he's like, "Fuck a joke," and he's like, "Oh shit, that didn't go as planned," so he's like beating.
So he's not wrong. So when you pull that, it's a little, little paintball CO2 canisters you get, like little tubes. That's what's attached to it. And so when you yank it, everything just inflates, and it's pre-cut material that's still like semi-sharp, and it just goes around your neck. You're like, I'm dying, bro. I'd rather die before I freaking inflate this bitch.
Dude, his face, like, he had a big fat head like me anyway.
Yeah.
But when he done it, he was like, his face was all red and shit, and I was like,
I have always told people, when you inflate it, be ready to want to grab to try to pull it away from your neck, because it gets tight. If you're a bigger person, it is really tight.
Yeah. Don't get on no planes. Hang on just a second.
You're good.
You already answered it. All right. How does the dynamics work between the cabin crew and the pilot? Is there a strict captain's word, law, or vibe?
Captain's word's law. So it's captain. So once we pull off the gates, captain's playing, captain's rules.
Whatever he says flies.
Whatever he says. And I've had a captain do that crap to me. We piss off on him. There was one day we were delayed out the yin yang, and so the captain comes on and he tells everybody, "Hey, we give them their free alcohol on us." Shut up, dude. You're not the one dealing with these people already pissed off. I'm not serving free alcohol. Yes, you are. Cool.
There's nothing you can say about it.
Nothing I can do, because I'll get rode up and then he'll be right, even though I'm right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
right.
What the captain says goes. It's his plane.
It's his plane.
How it is. His plane. He tells you what to do. And you just, captain.
You know what's crazy is So one of my uncles obviously owns private jet, propeller.
Yeah.
He owns the helicopter that you've seen. I also have another uncle that used to fly 747 for UPS. And you know, the
Love
crazy
Mrs.
thing is I've never thought asking any of these questions.
Yeah, that's kind
was-
of shocking, bud.
He
Because
was,
he can answer them too.
yeah, he was the
I
pilot.
mean, he'll have a different side of it because pilots are different. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like, so it's different. And like, he flew cargo, so that's pretty cool. I love cargo planes; they're really cool. But I mean, you know, that's the thing. Like, whatever captain says, it goes for the most part.
So
Very rarely did you ever have a flight
he
attendant
never
buck
really
'em.
dealt with passengers. But I know when I was younger, he was like, "How fast do you think it takes a 747 to get off the ground?" He said 125 mile an hour.
100, yeah, it's 180 knots. Yeah,
125. And well, he just done it mile per hour. He's like,
yeah.
125 mile an hour, I can start pulling my front wheel off the ground. So that's
747 is one of the biggest planes out, one of the bigger planes out there.
and that's
We
something that's
don't-
always
they're
stuck with me
retired.
because when I was younger, he told me that, and I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So think about that. If you had a car that had wings on it, you could pick off the ground at 125 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dang,
Guess so.
that's wild.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Hit me with it.
Do you actually eat the food? Or do you pack your own secret stash?
I tried to pack my own secret stash, but I think you and me were talking about some other time. But it's hard for a flight attendant to meal prep because there are certain points we can get sent to another country, and when we come back, people have the myth that we can bring anything in through customs. That's a lie. I can't. Um, there's that. So I tried meal prepping. It worked for a little bit, not much. But like, say for instance, I'm here in Atlanta. I fly from Atlanta to Dallas. It happened to me before. I'm in Dallas, supposed to be going to Vegas, and they go, "Hey, you're going to Dallas. You're going to Mexico City. And in Mexico City, you go to Vegas." Well, that's an issue. I have 3 days worth of food, and I'm on day one, and now I got to throw all that food out. So
So even though you're a flight
I was forced to eat
attendant,
out.
you can't claim that food?
Nope, don't matter, because that country might not allow it. Even though I don't even get off the plane. Even though I'm not getting off the plane, when I come back into the US, they don't know that I didn't get off the plane.
Fuck.
Yeah, it sucks. It's booty cheeks.
That's not. What the fuck?
Because the US has a lot of agricultural strict laws.
No, obviously not. They let China buy everything in Arizona.
To a certain extent, I guess you say, but like, yeah, dude, it sucks. Like that was a
Sorry,
hard thing.
guys.
So
y'all live
did I
down
eat
in
the food?
Arizona.
Did I eat the food? I did for a little while until I realized how it was made and stuff.
Till you realize
stopped.
that fucking salad stayed on that plane for 6 months, still looked good.
Yeah. So I stopped. I kind of stopped there, and after that, though, I mean, like, I basically ate out all the time. So I'd either order room service at the hotels because flight attendants who work for a mainline airline. When I say mainline, I mean United, JetBlue, Delta, American. Your big number guys. If you want to look at Europe, you got Air France, people like that, right?
Okay.
Those are your big guys, not your regional flights. They most likely are going to be staying at like your 4 and 5 star hotels.
What is
So
Spirit?
They're like the Greyhound. They're like the Greyhound of air. I don't want to be rude. I have friends that fly for Spirit.
It's okay, son.
No, I'm not. I ain't gonna be rude, dude. Like, Spirit is a low budget airline. They're considered low budget. Spirit and Frontier are low budget airlines.
I've seen
Which,
where
if y'all-
they
if
try
y'all
to kick
ever look at
Khabib
it-
off of that fucking exit
Yeah.
door and all that bullshit. He's like, I'm never flying Spirit again. Like, you're worth $10 million. Why are you flying Spirit to start with?
So people think Spirit's bad. They need to look up Ryanair. It's an overseas plane or a company. This dude tried to make it to where he was trying to cut back so much cost. He was going to charge you to go to the bathroom, and he was going to sit there and have standing room only on a flight.
What?
You would stand up and strap in against a wall with a belt for takeoff, and then like you would just sit there and stand the whole time. It did not pass the FAA, by the way,
I'm
but
absolutely sure it didn't.
I mean,
I'm
it was
absolutely
there.
sure it didn't.
It was there. But so yeah, no, I mean, I ate out a lot. I didn't really eat after I found out how the food was made. I stopped eating the airline food.
Dude, you know, I have a buddy, or I know a guy at work, and well, you were talking about COVID earlier, and like so, ever since he's been like a little bitty, whatever, his dad's like played the stock market,
Yep.
and he was like, during COVID, he's like, you need to take $1,000 out of your 401k, invest it into American Airlines, and I was like, why? He's like, dude, they're basically giving people flights right now. He's like, they're cheap. They're not really doing anything. He said, but once COVID's over, dude, he told me probably 6 months ago that he'll be able to retire at the age of 35 because he invested so much into American Airlines.
Or kind of right around that time that he would have told you to invest, American Airlines is probably at like $8, $9, $10 a share, give or take, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then they've now bumped up. I think last I saw was 16 or 18. I mean, it's up, but like, you know what I mean? Like American was one of those. Like, but what people don't understand is like everybody was like judges American for stuff. People need to understand you have Delta that's going to be ranked your highest status priority people. Like that's people love Delta. Delta is the glass fit shoe of the sky, right?
They are the pinnacle of air flight.
And everybody's like, well, American has like one of the worst ratings, this. Yeah, it's because American has over 1,030 planes to Delta's 902.
Yeah.
I have over 100 more planes doing how many more thousands of flights? I'm gonna get judged more because I have more things.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. Like you look at these airlines and you go off these safety rates, it's the whole company itself. Delta only has their Delta, I think it's the Express or whatever. American has 3 wholly owned regional airlines. You have PSA, Piedmont, and Envoy. Those tie into American's name because they have American Eagle on it. Therefore, that's more planes. You see what I'm saying? It's like people they judge. So when I say Spirit is like the Greyhound, they are. American is like the Carnival of the Air. I'll give them Carnival. We had the most fights.
Then you got Icon, which is Delta.
Yeah. Yeah. You got Royal Caribbean, which
hey
is
guys,
Delta,
you hear that? Fly Delta. And sit at a window seat or exit.
Sit in the window. Sit in the exit row. But
we picked up quite a few stuff. Don't eat the salad. Don't drink the water, tea, or coffee. Fly Delta and sit at the fucking exit. I mean, goddamn, son, you're giving me the whole fucking roadmap
here. Out there because I know we've been going. I'm gonna throw this out there. If you drink alcohol in the air, I beggeth you to please listen to me on this. 1 little shot in the air is 2 shots on the ground, and you won't feel it till we get below 10,000 feet because your blood alcohol is thinner in the air. For the love of God, don't tell me I'm a 4-shot guy. No, you're not. Shut up. Sit down and listen to what I tell you. That's one thing. That's all right. That just peeves me.
So if I'm 6 IPAs on the ground, I'm 3 IPAs in the air.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a cheap.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have 3. The IPA that's on American is Goose IPA, and I'm only gonna have 2. So I'm just gonna let you know now. We have more Bud Light and Trulies than we do IPA.
Goose. You only have 2 Goose IPA
for the whole main cabin. Yeah.
Oh by God! If I'm saying I take the Goose. I'm the Goose guy. Oh man! Best seats in the house aside from first class, which seats on standard, Boeing or Airbus are actually the best for a long haul flight?
This will fit for every one of them. Row 8, 9, and 10 on any flight, on any plane. I don't care what plane it is. It can be a 777. It can be a 78. It can be a Airbus 330. I don't know about 380s because any American owned airline, meaning not American Airlines, but like like America itself, like Delta, United, all them, none of us have a 380, which is a double decker plane. None of us do. We haven't had one since the 747s. So, but with that being said, rows 8, 9, and 10, that is your perfect seats.
What is 8, 9, and 10?
It is main cabin extra for most airlines. Or premium economy, whatever.
So what he's saying is that's where you get the free drinks at.
You do get free drinks there as well. It's part of, so, and people, me telling you that you get free drinks, I'm not just telling you that because it's a secret. It's not a secret. Read the fine print. God, it's in the fine print. I'm not lying. It's in the fine print. You read the fine print when you book the seat. It'll tell you you get a complimentary beverage. We just don't know how to count, and we forget how many you've had. Plain and simple.
There you go. Right
Up
there.
to a certain extent. Up to a certain extent, because we have to make sure you're not drunk.
There you go. You can sit there and get free drinks. You just can't get drunk enough to where you can't open an emergency.
That or walk off a plane.
Well, fuck. I can't walk sober. What are we talking about? I got a bum leg, brother. Oh, man. What's the cleanliest part of the plane? Don't tell me the bathroom because I know you're lying.
I don't think there's any clean part of that plane, bro.
Oh, serious? Oh, man.
I swear to God, I don't think there's a clean part of that plane because I'll tell you right now, the cleaners that come on the plane, they're awful. Awful. I mean, they come on and they have to clean that plane, and all they're doing is taking the trash out and then putting the seat buckles to where they cross, and that's it. Like, there's no real cleaning it. I mean,
There's no
I can't tell you.
sweeping, mopping.
They have a little fake
vomit.
vacuum that just pushes stuff. Okay, I will tell you. So there are times where stuff has to be clean, and that is international flights, and that's due to regulations. So international flights, sure, it gets cleaner than a domestic.
So what you're telling me is like sanitize every time you touch something there. Sanitize. You heard it here
I'm
first.
just shake my hand.
Just sanitize, guys. I mean, this guy's had COVID 8 times. Come on.
Yeah, sanitize.
All right, so I kind of went back through my chat and just was kind of looking and seeing. So Nickelback done a song about this,
Oh God.
and it's the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
Let's go. The floor is yours. Talk to me.
Does it happen? Yes, it happens. Is it illegal? Yes. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it is illegal and it is a federal crime. You're in federal airspace. So if you do it, you are on the national sex offenders list, the federal one. That means you're gonna have a really, really bad time. And you're not. It doesn't matter what you do. If I have to report it, you're going down, and I hate it for you. But as I was saying in the clip previously, have I caught people? Yes. Biggest one that I had, which was the funniest one I've done, is sex on a plane in the bathroom. I will tell you this prefaces to this story. Have I caught somebody giving a blowjob while sitting in the seat while I walked by? 100%. Dude put a sweatshirt, I guess, is gray. So I'm gonna get it was a sweatshirt or as a blanket over the head of the girl, and he goes, "Oh, she's just sleeping." I've never slept and had my head going up and down. Now I'm not gonna do the motion, but like I've never had that, guys. So I'm gonna tell you right now, it does happen. We catch it. If we are in the mood, we'll report you. We're supposed to, but not a lot of people do. It's just a lot of paperwork. But have I caught somebody having sex? Yes. Beard is referring to. You'll see. Yeah, I said in my clip, which most of y'all saw previous to this. I had a couple. We were going to Vegas, and I'm doing my normal routine walkthroughs and stuff and whatnot. And we're out serving, and I see the sign for the bathroom. It was illumination sign. It's been on for a while, and it's red. And I'm like, okay, that means somebody's been in there for a while. On certain planes, flight attendants have where the little lavatory sign is. This ain't secret information, so I can share it with you because you can do it yourself. Just don't do it on a plane. But there is a latch there that you can lift up, and there's a hole, which a lot of planes now are getting to the point where they'll cover the holes. I don't know why. It's, I guess, safety's now. But when this happened, the hole was not covered. I lifted the latch, and so let me back up to that. I knocked on the door. No one answers. The only way to lock a bathroom is from the inside. Besides one of us flight attendants locking it from the outside, which is very rare for us to do unless it's broke. So I knock on the door. No one answers. Let me look because it could be a medical emergency. I open it up, little peephole. I look in and I just see the face. And I was like, shit, they're having sex. Okay, cool. Great. This is going to be fun. So they're having sex. So at this point, I need to let everybody know it is illegal to fornicate on a plane because it's just a procedure I did. It's not a policy that we're supposed to do. I do it because there's 2 ways, and I'll explain why. I get on the intercom, ladies and gentlemen, as we were flying to Vegas today, guys, I just want to let everybody know it is illegal to fornicate on a plane. That means join the Mile High Club, whatever you want to call it. It's illegal to fornicate. It is jailable, and you will get put on the national sex offenders list because it is a federal crime because we're in federal airspace. I cannot announce this enough. I said, if you see two or more people coming out of a bathroom together and they're in the aisle together, I want you to give them a round of applause, okay? Because that means they just got caught. Hang up the thing. I sit there and wait. I don't know. It's probably another 5 minutes go by. She comes out and she's walking back to her seat. She was sitting in, I'll never forget, she's sitting in 22 DEF. So she's sitting on, I'm looking, yeah, DEF's on this side. There's a person sitting in D, which is the aisle seat. He has to get his headphones off, get up and everything. Any guy knows after you've done it, man, you're having a great time. You're on cloud nine. Homeboy doesn't give her enough time to get in her seat. Here comes him. We are mid-flight. There's not a lot of people standing up. We are mid-flight. No other bathroom sign was eliminated. There's 2 bathrooms on this plane. Only this one was eliminated. At that time, I see him go out, and now I know it was them. I get on the intercom. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody to give a round of applause for the people standing up in the aisle right now because I'm pretty sure they just got caught fornicating. Could I have lost my job for this? Yeah, I should probably have, but I didn't. It embarrassed them, and I had the conversation with them like, hey, I know, but we're gonna leave it at that. I'm not, and I said, and they're like, are you gonna tattle on? No, I embarrassed you because everybody on that plane clapped. It's great. I didn't think anybody would clap, but they did. And so they were in row 22 when we pulled up to the gate and we dinged the sign to tell them everybody like, hey, we're at the gate. They were the first ones off the plane. I had never seen somebody move so fast.
He got called for that shit.
But it was funny. I mean, I was proud of him. But then begs the question: you asked about the Mile High Club. Flight attendants do it too, guys. It's not out there. We just have secret compartments we can do it in that y'all don't know about.
Just hit up a flight attendant, guys. Oh, just hit them up.
I'm just gonna let y'all guys know right now. There's a video that we all saw. It was back in 2021, 2022, of a flight attendant giving a dude a blowjob in the bathroom. Her badge is showing, and she sits there, looks up at the camera, and all you hear is, "Are you recording me?" Dude goes, "Hell yeah! I gotta explain it later."
So he already knew that he was caught.
Oh fuck yeah, he knew it, but he didn't care. He posted that stuff.
Oh my!
It was all over the internet. But like I said, it doesn't happen. Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
But I will tell you, if you're going to join the Mile High Club, anybody out there, Vegas offers a very great rate of, I think it's like $500. They'll take you up in this private little plane, and the pilots have their noise canceling headphones on, and they have a bed, and they'll give you a certificate of joining the Mile High Club. Do it the legal way.
There you go. Go to Vegas, guys.
Go to Vegas. Do it the legal way, please.
Give me so many fucking clips tonight.
Do it the legal way, please.
Do it the legal way. All right. We're off of that one.
Yeah.
We're off of that. I had to turn the speakers down just a little bit. How does this job affect your relationships and social life back Tennessee, Georgia?
Yeah.
Because we knew you grew up in Tennessee and then over to Georgia.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. Like I've lived in 7 different states. Relationship wise, it sucked, bro. I mean, there are flight attendants who are married. There are flight attendants who are dating and stuff, and kudos to them for being able to keep their relationships. But it's hard because there is for guys, in my point, for at least guys, it's hard because, like I said earlier, the most population flight attendants are females. So girls that I dated while I was flying, they always had the insecurity that because I'm at layovers. So layovers, we sleep in separate hotel rooms. None of us are in the same rooms, right? But we're all in the same hotel, we're all together for a 3-day trip. It can put the mental wear and tear because you're not home as much on your significant other. They don't see you as much. And when you do come home, you just want to sleep. So it puts mental wear and tear on your relationship because, one, they could think you're cheating because plethora of people. It does happen. I hate it to say it, but it does. And 2, it's just you're never home, dude. Like I was gone. Most I was ever gone was 28 days 28 days out of the month. But like sometimes I'm gone 15 to 20 days out of the month to make a living. When you come home, you want to sleep or catch up on laundry because you can't do laundry anywhere else except for home.
I could see that it takes a toll on you, and you are married, it takes. I guess it's just like people working out of state for or out of town for other jobs. Take a mental toll on you.
I mean, imagine being gone, like, dude, imagine being gone from your kids for a 4-day trip.
Nope.
My point, like,
I'm not
there's
being
3
away
and
from my
4-day
kids
trips.
no more than 12 hours.
And that's my thing, like you're gone for 3 and 4 days, and now, like, if you are married and you have kids, you're relying on your significant other or spouse or whatever to take care of them while you're gone, and
pick up.
you could be in London, you could be in Japan, you're countries away. It becomes a big thing for people.
Bet it does. That's the thing about it. It's like maybe that's one of those things. Like when you get into a relationship, like, hey, look, this is what I do for
You have to be upfront and honest.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to. And like, it didn't work out for me. No, I mean, I had a couple of relationships that failed because of it, because they didn't like that I was always gone, like I was never home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I had to make a living too, so
Yeah.
it's hard to balance that work life.
All right, listen to me. We have 3 or 4 more questions, and then we are going to go in to a couple other things that we want to talk about. I need to take about 2 minutes. Give me a water. Take me a
Works
leak.
for me, 'cause I'm gonna give me a drink.
Yeah. And then we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, before gets back. Ooh, there he is. Okay. So one thing I want to say is for all y'all that are watching, if anybody that you all want to see on the podcast, sure to let me know in the messages, or you can send me an email. We're looking for someone for May. And hopefully our third podcast, we're able to, from our third podcast, Josh Mayhorn, he should be May 19th, should be finding out whether or not he won that magistrate race. So me and him had talked. I think he's going to come back on whether he wins or doesn't. So if there's anybody that you all know that would be a good fit for the podcast side, please be sure to drop a name, and I will get up with you so we can get up with them. But let's jump back into here, and let's finish this bad boy off. Alrighty. I was about to bust.
I was getting thirsty. I was like, dang.
Modelo's, son. Modelo's. Dude, I swear I enjoy doing this podcast so much because it's just like just getting out here and just learning about everybody.
Dude, it's so much. I mean, like, I think you and me were talking about a little, earlier this week or something. We were talking about, and I'm like, dude, podcast seems like so much fun. But like, for me, dude, like, I have a Tesla. I'm very fortunate. I just bought a Tesla, and everything. Dude, I'll go Uber so I can meet new people and talk to them, because I miss like flights in life. I'm going Uber to meet new people.
Just to meet new people. Yeah.
Just meet new people. I don't like the money helps, yes, but like I do it just to meet new people. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and so with the podcast, like I said, I still got to try to get Scotty on here. Scotty Hastings, he's from Nashville. And then we had Kyle, we had Curtis from Witty's Beard Company. We've had Josh, Corn, you. So a lot of these people that I've met through, but I've never been able to actually secure someone that has been. So usually at the end, I'll ask people, give me 3 people that you would like for me to do a podcast with, and I've not been able to secure really any of those. So, but I enjoy it, man, because your background is different than my background, different than Corn's background, different than Josh's background, different than Curtis's background, and different than Kyle's background. So doing this shit and just hearing people's stories, man, I love it. I love it, man. And that's why I put so much time into the posts that we put on Facebook of the pictures and just small things. Like we're going to have Donnie on here in June. Donnie Bowling is a artist. He's from Pike County, but dude's got an amazing voice. Play a guitar like it's nobody's business. Writes music, sings. I mean, it's just so I think we might actually do that one remote, where I have him here. But like I said, I want to try to do one a month, and like I just don't. I want to continue to grow it, and then you see what I'm saying, and then meet new people and hear different stories. Like we've had, when me and Kyle done, it was the very first one. It was son. We talked about everything under the sun. Then Curtis, we talked about the beard products, which I still endorse, or he still endorses me, or whatever you want to call it, and stuff. And with Josh's his Magistrate 5 race, and then Corn's growing up in the system, then yours being a flight attendant. Like being able to hear all these different stories is like, damn, I didn't know it was like that.
I mean, it's like, you'll probably get an email from me because like there's one of my buddies. I think it'll be really cool for you to talk to. He went up from nothing. Like he grew up from dirt poor, and he now owns $1 million construction company. But he's also a singer.
Oh, shit,
And his song, and it's funny enough, his song actually plays for the professional bull racing. One of his songs he used to play for the professional bull riders, and so it's kind of cool. Like so you meet all these different people, and it's like it's one of those things like you can learn life lessons from people. I've learned life lessons from your streams.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I want to get with this. Is like, I don't want to be the person who's pumping out 3 or 4 podcasts a week. I think one a month, maybe 2 at most. Because even like streaming, if it comes between me focusing more on this than I do my children and my wife, then I I got to pull back. So that's exactly where I'm at right now, because I know there's people, like we had a little over 200 plays between Spotify, Pandora, and Amazon Music, and there's probably people out there that never watched a stream or watched YouTube that are wondering when I'm going to release another. So if any of y'all are wondering, guys, just hopefully be looking for one a month. That's kind of where I'm at with this right now. So jumping back into the questions, after the delayed flights and the difficult passengers, what's one moment that still makes you love the job, even though you're not currently working as a flight attendant? But what,
dude? Exploring a city, exploring a new city, exploring. I'm like you. I like history, and so exploring a city, dude. I mean, I might have had the worst delays out there, but getting out and going and exploring. Like I want to go. Like my last big trip I did was San Francisco. I'd never been. I don't know how I'd never been, but I'd never been. Went to San Francisco, bro. I got to ride the little train, the little trolley thing that goes back and forth up Van Nuys, where all the dudes like the bomb skate and stuff. And like I got to hold on to the rail and just hang off like they used to in the 60s. One, sketchy. Two, cars coming up beside you, sketchy, but it was fun, and like they tell you all this history about it. And it's cool because like you see all this history and you're like, dude, I never would know this because I never go to San Francisco. Because like to me, just would never go to San Francisco.
right?
Alcatraz is out there too, by the way. If you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Weird place. But it's like it's everything that I never would go on my own. But the life flights and life put me there. And I'm like, dude, I actually might go back to go check out some more history.
Right.
So no matter what, the other thing is just seeing smiles on people's faces. You never know what somebody's going through. So it might have been delayed out the yin yang, and it might have been a rough flight, whatever the case could be. Seeing a smile on someone's face because we just made it because they're going to go see their family member that they haven't seen in X amount of months, or whatever the case may be, right? You don't know what people are going through in life. That's why no matter what, I could have been having the worst day of my life, shitty day because of delays.
Right.
Seeing someone smile
changes it all.
Changes everything. I will do it to see someone smile. That's a huge thing for me. Is I'll do it. I'll do it. See, and that's how I do my other jobs now. Like if I can make someone smile a day, doing something great.
One thing that I've always carried to work with me, like, so I'm a big advocate for leaving your shit at the gate and picking it up at the gate. So I don't bring none of my bullshit home from work, and I don't take none of my stuff from home into there. And when I go in there, I try to be, because you don't know what people are going through, and I'm not there to people please. But if I can make somebody laugh or make their day just a little bit better, I'm going to. I'm not going to change, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Kind of like you are there. Okay. Rapid fire.
Let's go for it.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Window seat or aisle?
Aisle.
Aisle. Coffee, tea, or just water?
None.
None.
Give me a Coke.
Worst airport in the United States?
Detroit.
Detroit. One item you never travel without?
My cell phone.
Your cell phone. I mean, I think that's evident. Give me
Okay,
something
we're
else.
not going to do that. Like if I'm going to do that one, I will never travel out like a comb or something, so I can comb my hair
There
when
you
I have
go.
hair.
Well, that's pretty quick. How's the flight attendant pay?
Sucks. No, I'm just kidding. So a lot of people here, like recently, a lot of people were hearing that flight attendants are getting paid upwards of like $80 to $90 top out pay at like 13 years is top out pay for most flight attendants. What people have to misconstrue on it is this: flight attendants only get paid from the parking brake releases until the parking brake is pulled. Meaning, when you feel it go, boo, we're going backwards. That's when I start getting paid that. At the time, at 6-year pay for American, I was at $45 an hour. So that's the time I'm getting paid $45 an hour. And then when I pull up to the gate, I stop getting paid that. So the whole time that you're planing, deplaning, asking me to lift your bag, and I tell you no because I don't want to get injured and it'd be on my own insurance versus the company, it's because I'm not really technically getting paid. Now, some people argue, but you are getting paid. Yes, I'm getting paid $2.10 an hour. It's still not enough for me to lift your bag for you unless you're an old lady or somebody that's older and can't do it or disabled. I'll do that. If you are a strong, buff man, you're a word I'm not going to use, but you can do your own bag. My point is flight attendants don't get paid like you think they do. So earlier in this podcast, I said there and I told you I'd fly, between 75 to the max I ever flew was about 160 to 200 hours a month, and that was only 1 month. I'll never do it in my life again because it's really rough on your body. But that's basically I'm gone 28 days. Which you're like, and I know I told about like a reserve life, you get 75 hours guaranteed, right? Yes, that seems like a lot, but also it's not. Take home per se in generality of a flight attendant, $30,000, maybe 40,000 until you start getting up into the bigger pay. It's not a lot.
So your American Airlines is union,
Correct.
but they're
Delta's
owned by American Airlines.
They will never tell you that, but yes. So American Airlines has what's called APFA, Allied Professionals Flight Attendants. It's a union, but I don't know what the A stands for. I don't remember. Association, I think. So APFA will never tell you they're owned by the company, but it's apparent that they're owned by the company because the things that they've done in the past contracts make it known they're owned by the company. Things that flight attendants asked to be fought for, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll fight for it." No, you didn't. You just screwed us and made it worse. You know.
Right.
That was a hard thing. Like I think I was talking to you about it earlier. Flight attendants in American, this new contract that just came out in 2025. It was like it took 5 years to get a contract. Stupid. Also, for I don't know if I ever told you this, Beard. Flight attendants cannot go on strike. So whenever you see them outside and they're picketing, they're not on strike because legally we're not allowed to go on strike. We cannot walk off the job. If you did not know that, we cannot. The Railroadway Act excludes us from being able to walk off the job and strike. So we cannot shut down an airline because we would shut down the country.
So technically, you're not allowed. You're under a union.
Yep.
But you're not under a union based off of what union rules are.
Correct.
So
like, a lot of people don't understand that like flight attendants can't go on strike The only way a flight attendant can go on strike is we have to go to mediation twice. Like like union and company go to mediation twice. If nothing's done there, then we have to send a letter to the president of the United States, and he has to approve for us to go on strike, which will never happen.
What the fuck?
That's
Might
why flight
happen
attendants
right
can't walk
now
off the job.
because I know TSA workers ain't getting paid.
Yes and no, but like it sucks because like a lot of people are like, well, why can't y'all strike? Because we run the world. Airlines are not just for humans, cargo as well.
It's true. I didn't think of it that way.
Hmm.
Did not think of it that way. All right. Before we go into this, since we talked about your entrepreneurship just at the start of the stream, talk about the mental health side. And you had mentioned what you had been through.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So 14, I just was going through a lot. Like I said, my mom, my dad are always my biggest supporters, love them to death. But at that time it was kind of like a struggle because like I was constantly in between their houses. Like my parents allowed me to go to whose house I wanted whenever I wanted. But I could not wrap my head around why my parents got divorced when I think my dad says I was 3, my mom says I was 5. So who knows when they actually got divorced? I don't think they really know, but it doesn't matter, you know. But that took a toll on me because I'm a big like guy in the family, and so like I couldn't get over the fact of the why. And then like part of me like I know this was never the reasoning, but I know like in my mind it's what I thought. I thought I was the reason they got divorced. So that took a toll on me when I was younger. And so at the age of 14, I had planned to try and kill myself by electrocution. And so luckily I was going to therapy and my therapist was able to, tell me, hey, do this. And like, I was like, okay, cool. And so like my therapist was able just to talk therapy sessions with me to where like, I didn't have to get, institutionalized stuff like that. But like, it's rough because like I was young. So that happened and it ate up me and I got bullied in high school too, or not high school, excuse me. I got bullied in school itself and that took its toll on me. So all that combined started affecting me. Again, nothing against my parents, right? I know I wasn't the reason they divorced, but at the time, I thought I was. And then with the bullying from school, because I was the weird kid that had acne real bad, and I was a bigger kid and stuff like that, and I always wore like baggy clothes and stuff, and I didn't do good in school. I got bullied a lot for it, and so the two combinations of those, I just was over life at that point.
So this happened at 14.
Hmm.
One thing, and I can't stress this enough, for anybody who's watching this or may see this and may even just hear this, if your kids are getting bullied, speak up. Don't be
100%.
afraid. Look, don't be afraid to fucking. You are there to fight for your children. Your kids depend on you. Your kids look up to you. Don't be afraid to stand up and say enough's enough. It don't matter where the fuck you gotta go or how many fucking chains you gotta go through. Stand up. If your kid is bullying, beat their
Do something about it.
fucking ass. I'll be straight
So
up
that's the
with
thing.
you.
Like my parents, I never told my parents like I was getting bullied in school. I mean, they couldn't have known. But, like that way, like it was my fault. Like I'm not gonna say it's my fault. It's a horrible thing to say, but like I tried to keep that stuff away from them because we already had enough like stuff. So like I didn't keep that. But like my parents, like they were always really supportive of me, no matter what, you know. But sometimes as kids, you don't want to tell your parents all the things that are happening in life. And kids out there, parents out there, talk to your kids. I think that's a huge issue nowadays. Parents don't talk to their kids; they just give them an iPad, and I freaking hate it. Don't give them an iPad. Talk to them. Play a card game because sometimes the kid would rather spend the time. Like I was very, like I said, I was very fortunate with my parents. When this all came about, my parents were right there by my side, 100%. You know, and they've always still been there for me. I'm very fortunate about it, and I can't thank my parents enough for always being there for me. But like, it's scary because I at one point was like, "Fuck, I'm over this life." But then something my dad told me, and I'm trying not to cry on this one, but I probably will. My dad told me, "You killing yourself, what will that do And I was like, it'll make me happy. I'll, won't have to deal with the pain. He goes, you're right. What about the people who love you? What about the pain they have to go through? And I never thought of it that way, Yeah, you're ending the suffering that you're going through, but imagine the amount of stuff you're going to put on your family. And he's like, go talk to somebody, Michael. If it's not me, if you can't confide in me, go talk to somebody, right? A therapist, which is what I did. I went to therapy, but that's one thing that's kind of resonated with me is like, yeah, things do happen, but always look at it as don't give up because you're here for a reason. And, I'm a huge believer that, God put you here for a reason. Do what you got to do. You're not a mistake.
No.
No matter what, you're not a mistake. You're here for a reason and live out that reason. Cause like my dad said, I never thought of it that way, that like what heartache and what pain are you going to put on your family, your loved ones when you take away your life, when all you could need to do is have someone either talk to you or talk to them, right? And I know not everybody has a support system, right? But there is the suicide hotline number. There is places you can reach out to talk for free. And it's something I can't stress enough to people, you know? Like that Logic song, which is called 1-800-SUICIDE, it's the suicide hotline number. It's a huge song. That song got me through a lot because it talks about like, he talks about how he doesn't want to be alive. And then the end of the song, he talks about how he wants to be alive.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that, like if I look back at now and go, if I'd ended my life, one, I'd hurt a lot of people, but I would have never got to see like my niece and nephews. I would have never got to been a flight attendant. I would have never got to do a lot of things. I've never met you, and that's a huge thing. Like I wouldn't have met a lot of my friends because of that.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful that I didn't, and in my way, God didn't let me do it, and I'm still here for it. I still had a purpose on this earth to do something. I'm gonna finish out what my purpose was. What is it? I don't know. Can't tell you.
You're getting there, dude.
Yeah.
You're absolutely getting there. And that goes back to, that's the same exact thing me and Corn Cob talked about. It's like, it's the people that you hurt, the people that you, if you're struggling, and you think that ending it is the best way, and you come to a point in your life to where you're like, hey, the people who I love the most are hurting me. Dude, even if you're 10, 11, 12 years old, there's somebody out there who cares. I promise you, there's somebody out there who cares that will step in and help you, whether it's through sports, if it's a grandpa, grandmother, aunt, uncle. Don't put yourself in a situation where you think your life is useless. And just like said, you may not know what your purpose is, but you have a purpose. And the best thing to do is take your struggles and make them strengths, because it doesn't break you. It builds you and it makes you stronger. So use that as fuel to get to where you need to be, not where you think you're going to end up, whether it be drug related or anything. Just reach out, talk to somebody, and promise you, like, your life is more valuable than even you, especially at a young age, knows that your life is. And listen, parents, if you all see this clip or you see this video or you hear this video, if your kid is trying to tell you something, even in silence, listen. Because that's the problem. Even when they're not talking, even though they got something going on, a lot of kids won't talk. Listen, have them open up to you. And the thing, I can't stress this enough. If they're being silent, something's going on. Pull it out of them. That is your flesh and blood. And listen to them. And make sure that they know that mommy and daddy or your aunt, your uncle is there for them, and you will help them. That's the problem I see a lot in today's society, is that people, they just give them, like you said, they give them a tablet and they say, go to your room. They don't want to listen. And the thing is listening, even as an adult, and you all know, listening is You just want somebody to listen to you, no matter what it is. The children are the same way, and sometimes they don't know how to get that point across to us. So just listen, hold them close, because you never know, man. You never know what's going on. So the people that are screaming their loudest are usually the most silent.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, 100%. And then like I mean, that happened at 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then the night you got me, that was even rough. Night that night wasn't as bad as when I was 14.
Right.
I was just over life. I just like I was around that time. A bunch of my friends were getting married and stuff like that and whatnot, and being furloughed from the job, COVID, being stuck indoors when I'm a person who wants to go out and talk. I'm ready to
I
go.
talked to you the other day. You
And
were
then
at the aquarium, so yeah, I get
I was
it.
at the aquarium. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I'm always doing something. I had to find something to do. That's the thing. And that night, it was really getting close to the time where I was just like, I'm up and I'm done. But that night, and it's like you said, like it's just your community, Nasty's community, everybody's community, right? Like showed up for somebody they didn't even know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just came there and chatted, and that's all I want. I didn't even care about the stars. It was more about chatting with somebody. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what like if I had to say I miss them, that's something I miss is chatting with somebody. Like chatting with somebody, like we're talking like I have friends that I have made, Corin, um, my buddy Dan, Jessica. You know, I met them. I met Dan and Jessica 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty, because my name on Xbox was Redneck Man 27, and they told me that I had shitty Wi-Fi and I was probably playing at McDonald's. And guess what? We became best friends, right? I literally was invited down to my buddy Dan's wedding. He just had two beautiful girls. I've been up to see Jess. Like it's a blessing. And there's times where I realize like, and my dad says it best, like you could be in the darkest place ever, right? There is still always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what. Go chase the
Absolutely.
light. You know what I mean? And that's like, so my dad I love him to death, dude. My dad's been there with me through a lot, and it's been wonderful. My mom has too. I'm not saying my mom hasn't.
Yeah.
My mom's been there through me a lot as well. But like my dad and me, when I turned like 18, we bonded a lot more. And I can't say this enough, and I know this is gonna sound one of those ways, but like a father figure in the home is a huge thing. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm not downing my mother, and I want to understand when people hear this, it's not down on my mother or my father. But when my dad wasn't in the house, I was around my mom and my sister. So I had a father figure who was there for me, but he was a phone call away or I had to go over to his house, right?
Right.
A father figure in the home is a lot different. And thankfully, my dad stayed around enough to be there to where it was like having a father figure. But I have tons of friends who didn't have a father figure. And some of those friends, I hate to say it, are in jail.
It
I
happens a
have one of
lot,
them
dude.
that's dead. You know, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
For men, it's mental health. And I'm not saying like for women, it's different. Don't go me there. But like mental health for men, it's so hard, bro, because mental health, men can shout to the roof. Not a lot of people will listen. They'll tell them,
Well,
like you
and
said before,
the
that's
the
how you
thing
grow up.
about men, dude, is and we bottle shit up and we hold shit so deep, and then
Yes.
when it finally breaks. So I get what you're saying, man, and this, listen, when you hit bottom, and you've heard people say this before, I'm at rock bottom, man. There's no coming back from this. When you hit rock bottom, there's no lower. The only way out is what?
Up.
That's exactly
And see,
right.
the worst part, man, is people used to. There was one time where I was in a really that dark time, and someone was like, "Oh, if you hit rock bottom," I was like, "Nah, I'm in rock bottom's basement." And that's hard to say. I was in a rough situation. I was in a rough time in my life, but it's like you said, there's only one way up from rock bottom. It's up.
Yeah, that's it.
Climb the ladder. And that's like I said, I can't thank my parents enough for always being there for me and stuff. That's why I tell people, like, people are like, "Oh, your parents are divorced, that must be hard." It was. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I can't make this enough because there's a lot divorces on a higher rate now. And I think that's what hurts kids a lot nowadays, especially in this mental health, is parents, fighting a bigger parents, dude, just suck it up. It's not about you. It's about your kid.
Well,
It's not
one
about
thing
you.
I will say and I'll stand by this, and I'll die on that hill alone. If you and your significant other split, even if you hate each other's guts, you stand there and you do not down the other parent in front of your children. Right?
100%.
And I tell you what, especially with the way Kentucky used to be, it used to be a mother first state. Now it's more like a 50-50 state.
Yeah.
Don't make a dad have to fight to see his kids. I see that all the time. Oh, you didn't fight hard enough to see your kids. A father, a mother, neither one should have to fight to see their kids.
I agree. And it's like, so when I tell you I was very fortunate and thankful, I would have a baseball game, right? My mom and dad, even though sometimes they did not like each other, they both showed up for me.
There you go.
And I think that was one of the biggest things. And I think the biggest thing is, again, my mom and dad separated, right? When they had to come and pin my wings on me, that was hard because I had them both hold one side and put both one side in. My parents don't have to be cordial with each other. I'm 30 something years old now.
Right.
My parents still are cordial with each other.
Yeah.
And I can't thank them enough for doing that because I couldn't imagine, listening to Corin's life, right? That's what you talk about. There's different life fantasies, It's wild because a lot of kids go through it. And that's the thing, like, on mental health, speak up, guys. If you hear your friends saying that they're not doing well and, they're thinking, speak up.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to be a snitch. I understand the whole there's snitches get ditches or snitches get stitches, whatever it is, right? Sometimes if someone's struggling, it's okay to snitch and help them.
Yes.
Because you never know what they're going through in their home life.
I tell you, that goes back to us talking about streaming. You wouldn't believe, and I would never disclose this information of who it was, but especially during COVID, like you were talking about, I would get messages on my gaming page. Like, dude, I'm sitting there waiting every single night for you to go live because that's the only thing that helps me. Dude, do you know what kind of impact it has on somebody? It's like, yeah, we were streaming one night, and I won't say who it is. They came in there, and this ain't me like trying to get a feather in my hat or talk, They were talking about ending it, so I just stopped the stream. I'm like, there's fucking 400 people in here. We're going to talk about this, and we talked, and essentially what it was his wife just left, and he's fighting for his kids and stuff. And dude, I get it, I understand. But you come in here and you bring that to me, this game is nothing. Fuck it. We'll shut it down right now. We're having a conversation, man to man.
That's the thing. I agree with you. Like, I'm not downplaying and saying that women don't have it hard. No, that's not what I'm saying. Everybody has their own life struggles. It's just like you said, men like to bottle it up. And, there were always I'm not going to mention the person, because it's not they did force me, but there was one day I went to and I, confided in them about, I was struggling, and they literally just told me, dude, rub some dirt on it, man up. Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for that. Excuse my French there on that one. There's a time and a place for that. I'm in a place. That at that point was not the time and the place. Man up and put some dirt on it. Yeah, if I fall down and scrape my knee or something, sure. But when I'm talking about something that I'm mentally struggling with, don't tell me to man up, bro. That's such a cop out.
There's so many times that I've talked to people. I don't have no answers, dude. I can't even say, most people say I don't have all the answers. I don't have no answers.
Yeah.
If you call me and something's going on and I sit there in silence, I'm sitting there in silence with you. I'm listening. You have my attention. Sometimes it just helps getting it off your chest. And if I sit there in silence, it's because I'm listening to what's going on with you. I don't have no answers for you, but being able to just get that off your chest goes a long way, and that goes for anybody who's struggling with mental health or a loss of this and a loss of that. Stay strong, man, and talk to somebody.
No matter what.
Stay strong and talk to somebody.
And that's the thing, like, Discord communities are big, dude. Like, there's always gonna be somebody. I've talked to You remember Fluffy, right?
Yep. Who?
Remember Fluffy?
Do I remember Fluffy? That was my
I know you
dude.
remember Fluffy. I know. So, but people don't know Fluffy was. Fluffy stayed up late a lot of nights. Fluffy and me, we talk so much, and we just talk about anything and everything, bro. And Fluffy was one of those guys, like you said, he was there just to listen, and then he'd joke with you about something, to kind of keep your
Mm-hmm.
mind going and stuff. And so much respect to him, man. Because it's one of those things. It's like you don't even know me,
Yep.
but you still took the time to listen. And like you said, sometimes I just need to vent and get it off my chest because if I don't, I'm gonna let it ball up and pop.
Yep. Fluffy
But
was my dude, man. He was when Fluffy came over. This was before Cody and Shay. We were
yeah,
playing Snow Runner, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll beat this game, and just help me through it." And I bought that wheel, and I sent it to Fluffy. That first wheel I had, and then we bought him another one. We bought him that Logitech, and Fluffy was just my dude, man. He called himself the village idiot because you let people think you're dumb when you really know what's going on. And,
exactly, and that's the thing,
When Stacy called me that morning, I was on night shift, and she said she was crying and stuff, and I was just I was asleep, and she called, and she's like, "I'm the only one that knows me and the kids, but Fluffy passed away last night," and Christian was on the stream with him, and we went back and we got his last sign off on his stream, man. And I can't, because Fluffy was there when it was just me and Mrs. Beard, and every time I talked to Fluffy, he'd say, "You know what, Beard?" And I said, "What's that, Fluffy?" He goes, "So I'm always your boy." And he was it was my fucking dude. He was my first moderator on Facebook. Yeah. Fluffy was my first mod on Facebook. And that's where I was going through a rough time with Facebook because they had changed their algorithm and stuff. And, and Mrs. Beard and me and Mrs. Beard set up, endless nights to try to figure out the algorithm and stuff and try to figure out how to break the algorithm and stuff like that. That was when Facebook was good. And I talked to Fluffy. I was like, "Dude, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this." And he goes, "You know what? No matter what's going on, dude, you just got to keep making waves." So that's where making waves came from. And we got that sticker to this day.
That's my thing, man. But that's what I'm saying. There's always someone out there, and if you're listening now, dude, there's communities. Dude, you have a community. You have a Discord. People. That's the thing. People don't realize. Find somebody to talk to. Don't you have to understand, some people are, like you said, not the best stuff, but even if it's therapist, whatever, figure out something, because it's there's gonna be that light in the tunnel, and keep fighting.
Absolutely.
Like my dad said, pull your bootstraps up, put one foot in front of the other. You'll make it somewhere.
Absolutely, dude. I agree 100%. Oh man. I love this podcast stuff, man. I love it. I love hearing it, man. I love hearing it. Bubby, we're 3.5 hours in, and I appreciate your life story, dude. And I appreciate I enjoyed all the flight attendant stuff, but I enjoyed this last 20, 30 minutes right here. I mean, I really did.
It's been fun, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you having me out, bro. It's nice.
When I didn't know if you would be down for it, and Corn's like, you need to talk to and I was like, well, will be down for it? And he's like, just send him a message. And I sent you that message, dude, and you replied back and he's like, absolutely. And
yeah, this thing, dude, Corn. I love Corn to death, dude. But the thing is, I talked to Corn almost, I haven't talked to him last couple of days because just we haven't had a chance, but we'll talk like we just picked up. I'll probably call him later.
Yep.
You never know,
Yep. So that's the thing about it, man. Thank you, for coming on and giving us your life story, and we had some good laughs, man. And I really, really enjoyed this podcast stuff, and I'm glad that you actually was able to take time out of your day to hang out with me and tell me about it.
Dude, I loved it, bro. I appreciate you, and please keep doing this, bro. I love being able to learn about other people's stuff, dude.
Absolutely.
it's so great. So please keep doing it, and like I said, just let's keep up the beard gang. It's always a fun one.
Yes, sir. We kind of don't have a whole lot of option because all my socials now are the beard cast. So
Back to the beard cast. Hey,
all right, brother. Hey, I love you, man. I appreciate
love you too, bro.
And don't be a stranger, man.
Nah, I won't, man. See you later, Bob.
See you, baby. All right, guys. Shit. What does a man say about that? That was good. That was amazing. You knows my boy. Couldn't. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think I could have picked anybody better to raid that night than I did when I raided Like I said, with Corin and all the people that's came and went within the community, that dude's always stuck around. For all the people who are still hanging around, thank you all so much for the likes, the shares. We're not going anywhere. I just done this solely on Facebook because I'm going to go back and edit and then upload to YouTube so y'all can catch us over on the Beardcast on YouTube if you want to watch the whole podcast. If you're on Amazon Music, Spotify, Pandora, just know, guys, that we're going to be trying to upload one a month for the Beardcast. So appreciate everybody who's tuned in, and appreciate y'all just listening to everybody's stories. Like, we've definitely had a bunch of different people on here, and hopefully this thing continues and I'm able to get more people on there. One thing I forgot to ask was who he wanted to see on here, but he did already mention somebody, so we'll definitely contact him and see if we can get a set up with that other guy. Thank y'all so much for the continued support, and just backing me through my dreams, man. I love y'all, and like I say every time, baby, don't let anyone dim me shine. I hope y'all enjoyed. Till the next one, guys. Y'all stay safe, and I'll catch y'all then.
Fading out the noise of the day, there's a quiet space we can create. Yeah, the world keeps spinning fast. Let's find the moments built to last. Come on in. It's a new perspective. We're beginning a new perspective. A new perspective.